Yes. All right. I am going to bring the Grand County School District Board of Education regular board meeting to order. It's Wednesday, March 18th, 2026, and it is 5:18. We are here at the district office, and we are also on YouTube and Zoom. And if you, sorry, please turn your phones to silent or vibrate or off. And then if you're here to speak to the board during public comment, please fill out a speaker card and pass that up. And let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. All board members are present. And Lieutenant Peck is here and Jerry Hampson is not here. Hannah, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
For I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Laura Lee, will you read our mission statement?
Sure. Our mission is to put each student first every day.
There a motion to
I would move that we approve the agenda.
for a second?
Second.
Dave Beershite makes the motion, Kevin moves seconds to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes 5-0.
16 pages.
All right. Next on the agenda is public comment. Before we start, the board appreciates the opportunity to hear from the public during the comment portion of this meeting. Before we begin, a reminder that public comment period is allow members of the public to provide input to the board in its capacity as a legislative body. The public comment period is not a forum for discussion or debate between the board and the members of the public. The board does not engage in discussion during public comments, but may later follow up on comments made during public comment. Each individual will be allowed 3 minutes to provide comments to the board. The board will not allow public comments during board meetings that are slanderous, obscene, or otherwise violate state or federal law. Employees and their representatives may use the public comment period to address issues that should be raised through may not use the public comment period to address issues that should be raised through existing formal communication channels or established grievances or negotiation procedure. All right. I have Amber May.
Do I just stand up or?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. So good evening. My name is Amber May, and I am a parent of 2 students in the district, one of whom is here today in full support as I speak about the lack of college advisement available to our students. With the college advisor position no longer filled, this has created a significant gap for students trying to navigate applications, scholarships, FAFSA, and deadlines. Applying to college today is extremely complex, and even with families that are comfortable with technology, navigating the different systems, requirements, and timelines for each individual school can be very overwhelming. Many families simply do not have the tools or knowledge to manage this process successfully on their own. Additionally, many of our families and students speak Spanish as their primary language, and some are navigating disabilities or other barriers. These challenges can even an already complex process even more difficult without proper support. We're also seeing situations where critical steps are being missed in application processes, resulting in applications being withdrawn. And once that happens, students can no longer apply to that school that same year, which can significantly impact their future opportunities. Students are often led to help each other navigate common deadlines and financial aid. And my daughter, in fact, Hannah, was one of the students helping many of her peers through the process, many of them feeling overwhelmed and unsure where to even begin. That should not be on the responsibility of students. Another concern is academic advising. Students are not constantly encouraged to take more rigorous coursework that prepares them for college, and they are often capped at 4 challenging courses per semester. For capable and motivated students, these limit their preparation for what comes next. I understand that there may be limitations in course offerings, but when students express interest in college, they should be guided toward the most rigorous path available so they are prepared, not overwhelmed when they go. Additionally, many timelines provided do not align with application strategies for more competitive universities, leading families to rely on their own research rather than school guidance. So my question to the board is this: what steps can be taken to strengthen college advisement for our students? Whether that means bringing back a dedicated advisor or better equipping of counselors, including how to navigate multiple systems required in today's application process. If our counselors aren't fully equipped, how can we expect our students to be? And ultimately, are we simply moving students through graduation, or are we trying to prepare them for success beyond high school? These students are our next generation, and they deserve the guidance to pursue the best future available to them. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Brennan Dowd.
We've just come to ask the board and the superintendent to reconsider adding tier assistant coach stipend. Or up with the upcoming season. I can read the letter that I sent out. The tier program we vote requires a significant amount of time and responsibility beyond normal school hours, including practices, fundraisers, games, competition, travel, and supporting athletes both physically and mentally. Coaches play an important role in helping maintain the safety and organization, a positive team environment, also supporting the head coach and student athletes. I'm considered an assistant coach because there's only one head coach position. I'm an alumni of Grand County High School. I've been the assistant coach since June of 2023 with Adrian, when we got asked to start the team last minute. Back then we had 3 months to go from a 3-girl crew that didn't have very much motivation or participation to having a 10-girl team, and we've only grown from there. As some of you may know, we've finally taken this team to state competition, and since cheer has become a sanctioned sport, we've been hard at achieving our goals. We practice April through January, and soon we'll be starting 6 a.m. practices again after tryouts. Providing a stipend would recognize the time, dedication, and value I bring to the program and help ensure the program can continue to grow and serve students effectively. As drill team, track, and many other assistant coaches do for their team and their head coach, I do for mine. I've seen the schools, the district, our team, and a lot of other teams go through a lot of changes, and I've stayed consistent with my dedication to my cheerleaders. Quite a few other teams have an assistant coach stipend and cheers in the center of all major sports and events that go through the entire year. Although my dedication is to the team, I've been unpaid for 3 years. My husband and I just started our family. We just had a baby. But I still return to cheer before anything else, only 5 weeks postpartum, to support them at competition. We kind of are just asking for equality among all the other sports, and hope it can be taken into consideration.
Thank you. All right, any other public comment? All right. Moving on, student body president report. Hunter is emailed and said he is unavailable. He's doing some drummer prep for state.
I have an update from Ms.
Oh.
Isaac.
Okay,
Would you like to hear it? Okay,
sure.
spring sports is in full swing. We hosted a casino night, which was fun, and last week, and about 40 students attended. Drama is heading to region competition this week, which is why Hunter can't be here. And next week, we will begin the elections process for next year's student government. Update complete.
All right, board recognitions, students of the month. We'll start with HMK. And if all the students, if you want to say their names and they can come stand up in the front. Great.
Right.
Oops. Come on, Dad.
Right here. Sister.
All right. Carmen is such a bright boy and fun personality. He enjoys coming to school and is such a great student. Carvin listens and follows directions very well. He stays on task while working independently and always tries to do his very best. He loves to listen to new stories, learn new things, and share his knowledge with his classmates. It has been exciting to watch Carvin grow both socially and academically. He has learned to be more safe, responsible, and respectful during playtime with his friends, while walking in line in the hallways, and during instruction when he's asked to wait to be called on to speak, and returning his voice off during instructions so he can focus on listening. Carvin is an awesome writer too. His work is neatly written, and he always gives extra effort to do more than what is required. Carvin is a joy to teach, and I'm lucky to be his kindergarten teacher. Keep working hard, Carvin, and super. Not just when I was there, but it is. Round of applause for this. Okay. Hi, Laura is our overall student of the month for first grade. She comes to school every day, ready to learn and to do her absolute best. She's a very hardworking student who always strives to improve her knowledge and learning skills. She's a very attentive learner and always puts forth her very best effort in whatever she does. Laura is also a fantastic helper in setting caution. She's always one of the first students to give a friend a kind reminder or to help another student who may be struggling. Aurora is a kind, polite, and respectful student who I can depend on every single day. Awesome job, Aurora. Keep up that fabulous work. Mommy, Daily, from student of the month. Daily brings cheer and enthusiasm to everything that we do. Always focusing on the positive side and hyping up her classmates. We love you, Daily, in our class. Daily. Victoria here. So since Victoria joined us mid-year, she has fit right into our class, just as she's been here since day one. She consistently goes above and beyond all of her assignments and always puts 100% effort to get her work done. Beyond her academics, Victoria is incredibly friendly and always has a smile on her face. She's consistently respectful to her peers and to me, making our classroom a better place just by being in it. I'm super proud of you, Victoria. Keep it up.
Oh, that's right.
He was a student of the month for fourth grade. He works hard and is always willing to try his best. He's a good friend and also an important member of our classroom. We want to thank you, Ethan, and keep up the good work. For student of the month for fifth grade, Felicity student goes above and beyond what is also good. She's quite an observer and very clever. I really appreciate her imaginative nature. Felicity is devoted to all of her classes, but she has a knack for writing. During our poetry unit and her sixth grade unit, she's written some amazingly. I'm grateful she's part of our class and I'm lucky to be her teacher. Felicity. Leo is the overall sixth grade student of the month. He consistently brings a warm, friendly presence to the classroom. He demonstrates strong creativity and genuine love for reading. Leo is also a very hard worker who patiently helps his peers, includes others in activities, and contributes thoughtful perspectives during class discussions. He is always performing exceptionally well, continuing to challenge himself with increasingly complex texts and projects that will help him deepen his skills and expand his creativity. Maintaining the same level of effort while exploring new leadership roles in group work will help Leo to build confidence and prepare him for the future and academic challenges. His positive attitude, curiosity, and interest in different viewpoints enrich classroom conversations and support a collaborative learning community. We are so fortunate to have Leo as a member of our learning community. Congratulations, Leo. Very.
All right, next, students of the month from the middle school. Okay, we'll move on.
Phenomenal students, Heidi Jensen and Anne Marie Jensen, who are amazing students. So.
High school.
I have one phenomenal student here, and the other one, I think she couldn't come tonight. So this is Blake Thomas Coleman, son of Paul and Sarah Coleman, is a high achieving senior who excels in the classroom and in the pool. As a National Honor Society secretary and Sterling Scholar runner-up in science. Yeah, Blake thrives, and when I say Sterling Scholar runner-up, high school winner, regional runner-up. Thrives on the challenge of AP Calculus and AP Lit. A dedicated athlete who served as a swim team captain, medaled at state, won a region title in varsity tennis. Outside of school, he served as a lifeguard at the Moab Recreation and Aquatic Center for 3 years and volunteered at the Moab Baptist Church. After graduation, he plans to attend Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University to become a pilot. Yeah. Sweet, to complete his flight training and become a commercial pilot. This is like. His advice to his little peers is find what interests you and pursue it. You'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do. Thank you. And Jovi Henderson's not here tonight.
This is a good time to sneak out if you want to sneak out. Good job, Corbin. Yeah.
Good job. There they go.
Adrian, will you look for my water bottle? I think I left it over at the ball and give it to Chloe then. Oh. Thanks, Mom. For-
I know, right?
Is it over?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Keep like, I want it. Like that.
That was just. I was just.
Get in the building, yes, no. Oh, it should do too.
All right, information and discussion items. First on the docket is transportation presentation. Transportation presentation.
We good?
On,
Are you?
We're rolling along, y'all. Thanks for having me another year. Okay, so on your agenda, write down, you need a pen and a paper. I want you to guess how many activity miles our school buses went last year. Miles.
More this year, for
The
sure.
full year activity trip miles for high
I
school.
tell you how many times I crossed the United States because you told me.
See there,
So this includes high school, middle school activity trips for the whole year. What do you consider an activity? Sports, drama. Field trips? Nope. When they're competing is an activity. Just miles.
I don't have.
Just
I
miles.
have a good idea. You're gonna make sure.
And the closest to it wins a bus, so it's worth something.
It doesn't go over.
So put some energy into this, think about it. This includes Nisha and Matt too, so if you want your piece of candy, you need to participate. Well, we can help you, Matt.
You come to a meeting without a pen?
I outreach to computers, man.
So 25, 20, I mean, 24, 25 here. 25. Yeah. I'm around.
But we did.
Closest to the actual number wins. Okay, did everyone write it down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Mhm.
No cheating?
I'll just put it in my phone.
Yeah, put it in your phone.
1,
Okay, we're on the honesty system here, so I'm gonna write the number. Everyone has their number?
I'm not even close. Not even close.
That's it.
Oh,
35K. 35, anyone higher than 35?
56,000.
37, I hear 37, 23.
I have 75,000.
Over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, can be over.
56,000 because you told me yesterday.
So that's cheating.
Well, I.
But you're actually over. I know.
Hey, I knew it would be.
Generous.
It's like Christ is right.
Yeah. 2,500.
It's like 27 times across the United States. You guys did run.
The shame, but still, you didn't drive us more.
37,023.
I think she's the winner.
She's the winner.
We all agree?
What you?
Right over
me. What's that?
I have really off.
200.
And we went 75,000.
Yes, that is correct.
Forgot.
He is
See, I
correct on
keep my
that.
number.
That's where I
Do
got
I get
75,000.
anything?
From
For
what?
being a guest student?
All right, so far this year, y'all, we're not done. We have how many? We have 45 days left of school days. That doesn't include weekends.
Softball.
So far this year, we have gone 47,562. This year, so far. So I'm
And we
pretty
haven't
sure we're
even-
gonna go over it.
What's 75,000? Is that the, like with the routes?
That was around.
That's route miles.
Mhm.
Just route miles?
Correct.
Wow.
Just right.
Just
Yeah.
miles was 75,000, so we were over 130.
So that's like 35 times across the United States and back.
You're,
Are you gonna ask that too?
so,
Oh.
do you guys wanna know how much this cost us or not?
No.
Okay.
A lot.
I mean, it's in our budget.
It was,
Yeah.
every penny was worth it.
Oh, love it. Let's just not go there. Okay. So that's what we're doing on the athletic side. The field trip side for elementary, I didn't do miles, but it cost us 14,000 for all the field trips for elementary last year. Well, the departments paid transportation back, but that's what it cost.
14,000.
What's that?
You said
14,000, yeah. Yeah, so, Dave, so how many trips could we go from California, Sacramento to New York?
I thought it was 27, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
23?
it's only 19 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So with activity trips, we could have gone to Sacramento, California to New York 17 times, just to put that in
Oh, yeah.
perspective. And we could have done 15 flights to Hawaii, just saying. Okay, so there's that. That's what we did last year and we're on point to exceed that this year. So, good afternoon, board members. Every day, the school begins and ends for some kids on a yellow bus. Our department and drivers are the first and last point of contact for over 600 Grand County School District students daily, ensuring they arrive safely, on time, and ready to learn. Okay, how were your ride-alongs on Monday?
Fun. Great, very fun.
Different every year?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, you're riding different routes. Any comments?
Mine was very interesting.
Love the two wonderful people, bus drivers.
She had a different experience. She did preschool, so she had a driver and a TA on the bus, and they were little people, so they were preschool. So she had a little different experience than the rest of you.
I really saw how the bus driver can be a trusted building. For students swimming up.
Yeah, that's a huge, it's a huge thing for me, training my drivers, and that's kind of what the expectation I put on them is you are the trusted adult, because you're gonna see where they come from and take them home.
And you have a unique opportunity to get to know that student differently than a teacher.
Can I go back and say, make a comment? Oh, I was gonna say something
Yeah.
about my trip, and I'm gonna make sure I'm still. So I had a chance to see the bus driver and the assistant, in action, having to have a situation and where they had to deal with a disabled student. And, it was rough. It was rough. So, yeah, it just was an experience that I was like right in the middle of it. It was not well, they did a great job, but it was a little bit of a scary situation, and with a disabled child, it's a challenge. So it was really, I mean, they did a great job, but you could see how limited they are, without when you're dealing with a disabled child that has very, very special needs. And as a driver and assistant driver, you're just limited on how much you can do with a student like that, obviously keep them safe. But it was real sort of eye-opening experience.
Did they do, what's that, MAT trick,
Math.
Did you do that training?
So my TA did, she has
Okay.
math training. This year they didn't put my TAs in that class because I think it was full, but
Mhm,
she wouldn't have told me, sir,
mhm,
because I think it's yearly.
mhm.
This was really.
Thank you for that perspective. We do a lot as bus drivers. I know we want to just be short, but there's my little AI
I
picture.
was gonna say, how'd you get this list?
Okay, yeah, we drove them up to Delicate Art. We're rocking it, a delicate balance of efficiency and safety. You will not run into me and not hear me talk about safety. That is one of my top priorities in this district, as the Director of Transportation. I'm glad you guys did the ride along. I really appreciate it. I think it's really good for you guys to do that instead of just come see our building. So I'd like to continue that. And we'll try to get you on different buses and different routes every year. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for all your support. Our district is rolling along. Here we are. Our current wins at this time. So we again passed our Utah Highway Patrol inspections. We do 2 a year. The first inspection they do, there's our team, our superheroes. That's our banner this year. You can see each of the drivers. We've added, kind of cutting some of them off there at the bottom. Anyway, we've added 1 full-time driver and a part-time driver this year so far, and we are currently training 3 subs. So that brings us up to, right now we have 19 staff. That includes the director and maintenance, our mechanic. We have 9 rep drivers. 5 of those are activity drivers. 1 is a field trip driver, and then we have 7 subs right now, and I'm training 3. All 3 of them have passed their written test to move on to behind the wheel. So that's coming down the pipe. So I just hope we're fully staffed. Yay! We're kind of overstaffed in some ways, with subs, but that's never a bad thing. In case, knock on wood, we're at 5:45 on Wednesday. We're full staff. Okay. All right. So our success is, yes, we passed inspections. We have a high driver retention rate. We lose our drivers, unfortunately, to retirement most of the time. And then full-time job opportunity too. So, but we're plugging away. Okay. So we talked about our staff. Many districts are still navigating the school bus shortage, but I think we're doing really well. I'm really pleased with that. We currently have 15 buses in our fleet. We just sold 03. That was the last, the oldest one that we have right now is 2009, which is 17 years old. It is used as a spare bus. We do appreciate your support in keeping our fleet up to date and current. We just ordered bus 2026. It will be here hopefully May, June. And we've put in a bid for our next 2027 bus. I'm getting bids on that right now, so we'll get that to Jerry and hope get approved for that bus coming in the fall.
How much are buses going for now?
Good question.
I'm just curious. I remember you.
It
the second
depends.
last year.
You have to spec a bus to what you want, so you can't just go, I want that one, that one. So it depends on what you want on it. It's a huge
we'll talk. It's a big deal. So it can range from 150 to 250,000, depending on what you get on it and
Did you-
which bus you buy.
Did you say we have 15 buses? Is
We
that
do.
what you said?
Yep.
And so, we're gonna hopefully buy one next year. That means we're gonna sell another one, I assume.
Correct.
Like, we want to just keep 15 buses, basically. We're just gonna.
Correct. We keep 15. We have buses assigned for routes, and then we have activity buses that we kind of our new buses. That's what we like to put them on to get the miles on. Getting them out of town, they're newer buses. Chance of breaking down, that kind of thing. And then we have our spare buses in case one breaks down.
So you say there's a lot of this disparity between this bus and that bus. Are all the buses the same, or do you take one and? The reason I'm asking is if it's an activities bus and it goes a lot of miles, does it stay an activities bus, and trading it out might be different than
Correct.
in a
And
yearly rotation?
we're just, 2022 is where we've now encountered that. Because we added air conditioning to that bus
Okay.
and we added USB ports.
Okay.
So they can charge their devices. So everything past 2022 has air conditioning and those ports. Since 22 was a full luggage bus.
Mm.
And that will accommodate my bigger football, swim, track, those kind of things. They need that. So we had to up and get another luggage rear engine this year. That's why it was more expensive this year than last year, because we had to go with Bluebird because they're the only ones that do rear engine. If you do front engine, you can't have that pass-through luggage to accommodate track, football, all their stuff.
So for budgeting purposes, we need to kind of know how your rotation's going and what.
Right, and that's what I'm currently kind of going through. So 2022 is gonna stay a trip bus.
Yeah.
For as long as we can. Normally, after 2 years, we send it down to a route bus, but that one was specifically for activities, so we're gonna keep it that way.
How many miles can a bus go? Like, until you decide, it's a little bit, you don't want to take it out.
Right. Well, so we've cut off 2018 is our bus that does not go out of town, so everything above that will. Just because of the factor of it's older, and currently we're at about 105,000 miles on that one. The other buses, 13, that was a activity bus, route bus, is 132,000. But 22, that's been a trip bus for 4 years, already has 57,000.
Yeah.
So it's our long hauler. But unfortunately, do you want me to get in the weeds with this a little bit or no? So unfortunately, with those buses, there is a mechanical issue. Anyway, we'll talk. They don't make the part anymore that's breaking down on that bus, and 19 and 20. So those are only 3 that have that issue, but Trevor's working really hard on getting the part and blah, 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 blah. So there's that, but we're back to Bluebird. We ordered that this year. So this next bus, we need to decide whether we're gonna do like another wheelchair bus, because we have 2 wheelchair buses. We currently don't have anyone in the district that needs that service, but I don't want to be stuck with not having one. So in 2 years, well, actually this fall, the big wheelchair bus is going away. So I may have to do a full-size bus with the wheelchair lift and air conditioning, but it depends on costs there too. So I don't want to be stuck without one when we need it. So that's kind of, we're evaluating right now. What's next? It is. It's like, I wish I had a crystal ball. What's coming down the pike? Okay, let's talk about primary concerns right now is our red light violators. We just can't stop them from doing it. And 90% of the time they're locals. They're not the tourists that we would expect it to be. So with that, we have a close relationship with law enforcement, with Moab PD and the sheriff's office. They are so good. They're following our buses. And in 1 week, they got 4 violations. They were behind the bus when they violated. If they don't, then we have to pull the camera, call them in, watch the video, give them the paper, all that kind of stuff. But they're following us and they love it. They're on it. So I know click comes up, I got him. I'm like, yeah, I have to pull the camera. So it's a good relationship with them. And I just hope you know, last year we did a thing with the sheriff's office and did a whole thing about red violators, and I just,
It's
I'm not gonna
we had
compromise.
a creeper. I mean, they're just moving just a little bit, a
Yeah,
little bit, a
yeah.
little bit. It made up 2 seconds of their time. They didn't violate, but it was like they were just,
and then they think they can go in the bike lane and be okay. It's like, well, that's really,
you know, it's like, come on.
anyway, so
It's funny.
what we can do as drivers, and that I teach my drivers, we can't control them. We can control us and the student. And so we have certain, welcome my drivers, I have 2 here to support you. Thank you. We have certain protocols they have to follow when crossing the street. And so that's the only way we can keep them safe. But it does happen, and
Do you know, I know that you're not, maybe the police department may not share this, but do you know if the data is trending that they're older locals, younger locals that are?
All of it.
It's all the above.
I had a retired veteran, I had a 16-year-old.
Okay.
I've had males, females.
35-ish female, very nice car. You know, like, what's your hurry? I'm Spanish Valley Drive.
Right? Okay, so
Sherry just joined us.
we're working on that.
Thanks.
Of course, the other challenges are aging buses, rising fuel prices, maintenance costs, getting more efficient buses and running our routes more efficiently is gonna help us. So with that, we are probably one of the only districts that do not have routing software. When I first took over as director, I didn't wanna purchase something that we wouldn't use. So I've been doing my due diligence and talking to other directors and other districts that start with TransFinder and then, oh, it's just got way too much, we don't use it. It's like, well, I don't wanna do that. We're still on paper, for routes. I have been looking at, Busrite, which is really economically inexpensive. It also brings, iPads to the bus and firmly fixed. You can't have one in your hand. So I know it with Pat, I think when Pat was here, I brought it up to them and Matt, and they were gonna discuss, you know, budgeting, things like that, and how we can implement that. And it's coming. We're probably the only district that doesn't have
Is it
it.
just for efficiency, like you just
Yes.
more efficient routing?
Yep.
And is it like, can it change? I mean, we don't have a lot of traffic. Like, I guess if you were in a big city, you could change your route based on traffic, right? Like Waymo or whatever. But
Yeah, like.
here,
you mean-
it's not relevant, where you would go, well, go
Right.
here
Left-hand
because
turns.
this one is.
Yeah, no,
Reroute.
we would keep our route the way it is. That's more creating the routes and things like that, but with that, we do have capability of following the bus, knowing where it is. Parents can get an app and see where the bus is.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's just, it can do
That's
so
nice.
much. The
Yeah.
kids have a card now, but
Wow.
it's, right, I know,
Yeah.
that's a big, or we do the fingerprint, did I say that? Anyway,
That's.
a tattoo maybe, no. So parents, it's a good resource for parents to say, where's the bus? It's running late or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
They can
that's
track
nice.
their kid.
Yeah.
So that's a really nice feature too.
Mhm.
And I can keep track of speed. I can keep track of where they are, and all those things with the software. And the last quote I got, it's like 10 to 15,000 a year. That includes everything.
Ongoing or one time? Is there a one time?
There's more of a one-time because you're buying the pads themselves.
Yeah.
And then it's an ongoing subscription, but they're updating software all the time. I mean,
But
it's pretty
ongoing
current.
10 to 15 or what?
No, it's probably down to 8.
Okay.
I mean, that was 2 years ago. So right now, I don't know. But I am going to the conference next week with the UAPT. So they always hit me and I'm like, we're not ready yet. Just like, anyway, so that is coming down the pike. I would like to present that to you guys at some point. 2 options, 3 options? You prefer?
That's,
Companies?
that's,
Yeah,
you know, that's
Visit with
staff.
Okay,
Get it through
sweet.
the
Yeah.
budget and we'll. that's the
Well, we wouldn't.
Okay, so we do have goals. We want to, of course, minimize fuel and keep our drivers. Wear lots of hats. Any questions? Anything you want to know? So looking forward, I have talked to Frank. I guess we are looking ahead at replacing our parking lot. because of the poor compaction of it, and we get dips in there for the buses, you guys. So that's coming down the pike. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you. Okay.
Any questions?
And thanks a bunch for all you do. Enjoy your banana.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next. Next are the fiscal year 25 school land trust final report. So HMK, Holly?
So those reports are there for you to review, and they've been on the agenda. If you have any specific questions, the administrators are happy to answer those. I don't know that we have any formal.
Can I ask a question? Like a general understanding of what's happening question? So this, it said, this is looking back at the years 24, 25, correct?
Your fiscal year 25.
Current year.
Well,
Because it's been on mine 24, 25, that's why. I asked.
25.
It is the 24-25.
Oh,
It's a delay in the way that the trust funds work.
That's what I was wondering. So are we looking at this for the first time from
This is-
that,
This is
not
in
this past year.
response to last year's. Not the.
how the results of last year's fine? So this is basically, we're seeing what was probably developed 2 years ago,
In a sense, yes.
in a sense. I was just wondering, I know we've talked about the data and all that. Is there,
I don't understand this timeline. Could you explain this timeline for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
So
This is not a normal thing. This is
No.
It is.
it's complicated how they do it.
okay.
So the way that it works is, they developed a plan last year, right? It was developed with Michelle. And that plan is currently happening for the 25-26 school year. We will not report on that plan until next spring.
Okay.
We'll report on it. So because it's a delay in data collection. So this particular plan is reporting on last spring's, this 2025 spring that just happened. It's reporting on that data.
Okay.
So the data that was collected in April and May of last spring is now being reported on for that plan.
and it's available, the data we've seen, is right, the data. has
Yeah,
been seen
it would
before.
have been the data that Michelle would have shared with you throughout that school year.
Right, but if we wanted to see it all put together in a package, this is where the money was spent to support that program, and then now. Is that,
So, in Google Docs.
Yeah.
There is a
school land trust?
yeah, I mean, so what Michelle presented,
Yeah.
compared to a final report, is that what you're?
That was my question before, but
Oh.
after looking at this today, so how are we, is that an effective way to evaluate if it's working, if we are seeing it like, you know what I mean? So if we were like, oh, we didn't pass our.
Well, and this is established through the school trust lands.
That's what I was wondering, how much of this is it completely
I-
all on them?
I also
This
think,
is not our schedule as far as we're required to bring this to you.
But it's not for
If
approval.
It's required to show you how it was.
That's what
this is not a,
An evaluative kind of thing,
Correct.
it's just a
In
report.
fact, this particular report, I just got word today, it's already been approved
yeah,
through the
By
state.
them.
By the state,
Not by
yeah,
us.
it got approved already.
Okay, that's what I
we would approve the initial plan,
flashed.
Any amendment.
an amendment,
Yes.
and then that should be exactly what this is. So
And all I'm doing,
this is just a report
Yep.
Right,
I'm
saying,
just taking all the data that was reported and
right,
telling the state, this is how we spend the money, and this is the results we got.
so, okay. I have other questions, maybe I can chat with you
Yeah,
later about that, because I don't want to hold up
I'm just
how
pulling-
effective it is, or is it?
I'm just pulling this report straight from the state
Gotcha.
website and linking it here because we're required to present it to you. So.
Okay.
but if you,
Well,
well,
it's not so much if my question is more about, and it's not our job, right? But if we have this goal, for whatever percent kids to pass this test, improvement, whatever, And then they're working on it all year, that year.
Yeah, like this
And then
year,
we
I
get
won't
the data.
report on it until next.
Because that's when you get your
Next
data.
February. Oh, wow.
That's when they
Because
get.
we'll get the rest of our data, and a
Right.
lot of it comes down to, like, if we have WIDA testing, like, we won't get any of that information, even though we tested in
Right.
February, we won't get it till October. Same with RISE,
Yeah,
so
all
it
of
gives
them.
us time to collect all the data and then
put it
report
together.
on it in February.
It just seems weird. Anything, that's a.
So
Then they have to
on,
collect the data,
so
yeah.
tell me, like, on your report,
Mhm.
where the data is in the report at the bottom.
So yeah, if you scroll past the
Yeah.
first part, is all, that's all the financial stuff, if you go to like page 3 or 4,
Which is usually what we're approving, more financial.
It shows like the goals.
But you're just showing the results that you've shown us before anyway. You've shown us like these.
You've shown-
rows
well,
and
I wouldn't have, Michelle would have, but yeah, it would have been the same result.
Okay, that she.
So all I did
I
was
see.
put it, synthesize all of that
Right.
and document it, what actually took place.
So,
Did she type this up?
No, I didn't.
so your goal here, say, we're looking at. We're moving, sorry. This is the goal.
The goal is
No,
not
yeah,
top, actually.
Let me come closer so I can see it.
Just. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so that's just explaining what we're
Just
supposed
do
to do.
one.
So scroll down, keep scrolling. So right there where it's, where the small data or the small text is, that right there was the plan to determine if the goal was reached. Then if you scroll below the next
Will you
one,
read it? Where, what part are you saying?
there's the date from the beginning of the year, and their map assessment. So that was part of the original plan. Okay, I didn't write that part. That was part of the original plan. If you scroll down to,
I think if you go up a little bit, the goal will be above it.
yeah, so nope, it's just right there below number 2. Academic performance in reading with, that's where my report starts.
Everything is, this is all the data.
Correct.
And she typed this.
I did.
You typed.
I went back and did all the data collection, like
Okay.
went and collected all the data.
So kindergartens, there's kindergarten students are showing well below or below benchmark, which decreased from 58 at the beginning of the year to 16% by the end of the year, represented substantial
Yeah.
growth. Great. So,
So it
And
shows
then-
you each of the grade levels and what their
and which
data
goes back
analysis
to the
was.
initial, sorry, Nishay, to the first, to the goal of the school will successfully meet
Yeah.
increasing number of students scoring well below or below benchmark. So
Yep.
you're going,
I'm reporting on that goal.
every single grade gets its own, line. And so your question is, if the goal isn't met,
Is it already too late to put, to
Well,
change
and
the, to make the goal? That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking at the
Here's the
time.
downside of it,
Yeah.
right? The goal is just, it's just a
It's
target for us to try to reach towards. There's not gonna be any repercussion.
Right,
If
that's
we
what I
don't
guess,
meet the goal, we do have to report that we didn't meet it.
but the school
but
land
there's
trust
no-
is not required.
It's
They're
not like they're gonna take funding from us necessarily. However, if it's a consistent goal and we've not met it several times, they will intervene.
Okay.
Yeah,
who will intervene?
the state, they'll
Okay.
say, you know, we've noticed in your trajectory that you haven't.
You need to adjust it.
Consistently, you need to adjust your,
And they would say that in a letter
they would send it
directed
directly.
to you,
Mhm.
not to the
Or it would
board
go,
or
or
to
it could go to Jill,
trustman.
or not Jill, but Jerry, because Jerry is our
Okay.
trust district LEA person.
And you get to change your goals
Oh, yeah.
every year.
We're in the
Even-
process of developing our goals for
Now,
next
That's
year.
what I thought. That was, you just
Yeah.
answered my question, which is, are you developing your goal knowing you met the goal previously? You don't know, doesn't matter, who
So
cares?
we've
So,
been
you know.
looking, and my school community handbook, we've been looking at the data all year so that we can prepare to write it
Okay, that answers.
with what we've been doing this year in anticipation of what we could potentially reach for next year.
And you presented a little of that
Yes,
in your report.
Each time, yeah.
okay, that answers.
So they actually probably know, your school community council knows more about each goal and
Yes.
this
Mhm.
success or not success
Correct.
better than we do.
Right.
Because it is their money
Right,
technically,
so,
that they
And
can,
we look at it every meeting. It's a
Yeah.
requirement.
that's what the point is.
And so I have for a question, for middle school, when I was looking at the middle school question. When she made, there was the comments about the person made there, who was that person? that
Karen
made
Bennett
it?
is the state.
Okay,
She's actually amazing.
Yeah.
She's a great resource for us to, ask questions
Okay.
to. She's real responsive.
does she make the comment at the end after or is
When
it
we
throughout the
submit,
year?
But again, she answers her personal email like that.
She'll answer both.
So when I have questions that.
But the comments that were made, is that done? at
It's
the
through
end?
the trust fund site.
Through the site, okay.
Yeah, and so like when we submit our amendments, she's like, hey, I noticed this, we need to fix that.
Okay.
Yeah. Or when we submit our final report and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're very supportive if there's something we need to voice or change.
Thank you.
Okay, so any other questions for the HMK final report?
It's confusing the way that it runs.
When you say that they accept it,
They approved.
approved it,
They're just accepting a report. They're not.
and approving, saying, good, and I can see the comments are kind of dated, like they've been giving you comments all along and
Yep.
helping you make whatever.
Yeah,
you
so
need.
it goes to
Right.
whatever level they do
Right.
with their approval.
Never seen.
I've never seen one like this before either.
That's the compliance piece, yeah.
Back and forth.
Okay.
And I work, and financially, we have to work with Jerry on that piece as well.
Yeah.
So we're looking at an amendment here,
So this particular
Not
report
not on this one.
is based on the amendment
Right.
to the plan.
I'm just saying if there's an amendment coming up, the process is you present it, the state approves and we approve, and then it moves into the
Yes.
report.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, that's the place where you guys have a vote in
Will,
the
yeah.
matter, is whether or not you approve the amendment we're presenting to you before we.
But the state has to approve it too. I mean, it has to meet their
But this is
criteria.
the final
Different,
step.
different. I'm
Right,
just saying
yeah,
that's how
okay.
come this report is what it is, because it
It's
is
just for
already
your knowledge.
Yeah.
through
And you
everything.
can see the amount.
Yeah. Very good.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And it's Monday nights, usually once a month,
What's that?
hour or two.
Yeah.
Come join us.
I had. That was perfect, thank you. That answered
Yeah.
a big chunk. Not what we talked about before, but more questions I have today after review it.
Okay.
I just, the time.
Yeah, I think one of the crucial part is like, we're still just the body that is
Mhm.
the rubber
Evaluate.
stamp, kind of, because that is the money of the community council and the state legislature set that up so that
We have full control.
like they have control of that.
Gotcha.
The
And
only
parents
money we
have,
do.
they're taking, they think that's a local control thing that they're trying to,
Yeah.
so. It's very specific.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, that helped me understand.
but last month was the that was presented, that you guys approved, was the amendment. Was that the
I
amendment?
thought we had one today.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school,
And then like Jerry will submit your
right.
vote
Right.
on that to the state on her side. And then that's why now my amendment has been approved through the state, because it was approved on my side, approved on Jerry's side, of the board. So now,
Okay,
now the money can be moved.
Now the money can be moved.
Yeah, so like with the amendments, usually if you're trying to move your money from pockets.
You had an
Oh.
original plan and you need to put it somewhere
Oh,
else.
so now.
line item, budget line item.
Say for instance, this year at HMK, what we approved was we had money for some employees, it didn't happen, and so we moved it to some other thing, or they did.
Right,
We is only because I
Created
was
a
there.
role.
Right.
Yeah, and you
And
had to
so
get
now
that
you do
approved,
that.
and it might be various sundry things
right.
to meet the goals.
All right. Moving on to the middle school Westlands report. So,
Okay, so. I am not one afraid to admit faults and mistakes when I make them.
What?
I missed the
Oops.
February deadline of when this was due. I missed it so bad that I didn't turn it in.
They changed the date because it wasn't available.
Yeah.
That was it.
Did you have an amendment?
And that hasn't been it. I know I'm not that bad. They changed it.
They changed it.
I've got to. Okay. I know I'm not that bad,
What?
but and I rushed it on Sunday night. And I was like, the year's not even done yet. Why am I doing this right now? And then he asked your question and I was like, oh my God, I did it for the wrong year. And so I'm quickly looking up to see if we did meet our goal. So, and I believe we did meet our goal of raising our math score by 1% in 8th grade rise. In our math rise scores, I should say, for both years. Definitely 7th grade. Look at the 8th grade that I have a question about.
So your measurement, the information you put on the measurements is the wrong year. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying? Okay.
I was looking for this year's goal.
Oh.
And so I put the data and the information for this year instead of last
Why didn't 8th grade math take a beginning of the year benchmark this year?
year. It was 7th grade that had not.
Well, it says 8th grade didn't take a rise benchmark this year, or, I mean, I assume it didn't.
Well, this one says 7th grade math has a new teacher and has only taken one rise.
Yeah, but this paragraph before that says,
Well,
well, I think that's not the right check
Oh.
either.
He was asked to and did not.
At the beginning of the year.
Did you follow up?
As a personnel matter that we talked about later on.
Okay, so for, at this point, RISE is a district, is a test that we,
The state test.
so that they don't, do they do the beginning of the year?
The benchmarks are not required,
Yeah,
only the summer.
only the end of the year. Okay, and so we've elected, because who has elected to do the beginning of the year, middle of the year? We as
That
a
was it.
district or CUNY council or to
The
hit,
core subjects did in my school.
Did,
who's asking, our principals of buildings saying, this is the data that we are going to use to create our plans and do that, or as we as the board or superintendent saying, we want to do these RISE tests, the three times. Does that make sense, what I'm asking?
At least
Okay.
at the middle school level, we don't have a good progress monitoring system yet.
Yeah.
At English level, we've set a lot of Common Lit for right now. Math, we kind of have Carnegie. Science, we don't have it. And so we noticed RISE benchmark is a good way to do it. They have a pre-test in most of the standards for benchmark and a post-test. And so that's what we need to do. And so they can pick it and do a pre-test and a post-test at the beginning, middle, and end of the year with the same standards. And we can see growth in that.
So it's a building preference, is what I'm basically,
And
is,
especially since,
It's not even available, guys.
yeah,
so.
but it's a building preference, the superintendent, school board, we're not,
It was one way
requiring-
Trying to help.
They're
with
just finding-
that at our-
they're finding
Some way to get
finding
the criteria
assessments
so
to, so that you can meet goals and
what we discovered
write
is
reports.
that They're for rights, get used to the platform.
Okay.
And then it also helped with.
Does it help if the district were to say, like the board saying, we are expecting to do
I
right?
think we need to have some discussion on how that's determined. I wasn't in last year, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not certain as to the conversations that may or may not have taken place. It's something that
Okay.
I've actually just wrote that note down. So I
Right.
continue to look into and come back with a recommendation.
Similar to like, cell phone, a policy or, something that the board expects us to do the right, blah, 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 just like the board's expected to do math, right? The math testing, like that was pretty much the board going, we're doing math. So, and we would do it in these
Can I make a
times.
suggestion? If
Yeah.
that's something you're gonna go towards doing, I would make sure that there's a clear understanding of what the data, like the intention of the data.
Yeah.
collection,
Sure,
Like what we're using it for and the validity behind it,
yeah.
like how valid is it?
Well, and my question, I'm not saying I want to pick that, but does it help with if to sell it to, to say, yes, there has to be some sort of assessment. We're expecting beginning, middle and end of year. And we have measurement, whatever that is, but the board is expecting that. The community is expecting that and that. Kind of thing.
Yeah, so we would
We'll
test.
be looking into it as an.
Okay,
This measurement
Discussion.
came from the school community council?
No, it came from the building principal.
Mhm.
And then that was the point with our community council of like, okay, that's how we can measure that our goal is working.
I think all of them would like to have a
Well,
tool.
I know
to
last
measure
year's.
Easier
based on this.
testing is regular. It's sort of just out there. It's tough.
yeah. Okay, any other questions?
Happy to answer.
So are you going to submit a new report with the data?
Yeah.
And then you'll email it? And,
I can share it with the board, but.
Okay.
We will work on that.
Yes,
okay, you have till when?
Friday.
Oh.
Like I said, Kieran's amazing.
Okay,
Reprieve. Governor has spoken.
Thanks, guys.
high school. Your measurements are dropouts and compare year-end data to end of year, let's see, compare end of year test data compared to end of year test data. Oh, yeah, end of year, okay.
Yeah. But we did put in, in the goal that we would have we would have an increase of 5 or, well, it says decrease, but I think it meant increase by 5 percentage points for math, science and English. And so if you look at the student proficiency I included 2022, 23, 23, 24 and 24, 25. And you can see that the proficiency in language arts was the best in 22, 23. What dipped a little in 23, 24 and then rose again in 24, 25. With math, we had a good year in 22, 23. We had a little bit rougher year in 23, 24, and then rose again in 24, 25. And then with science, we did great in 22, 23. I think I don't know, what happened in 23, 24. It was the year we shifted from trimesters to semesters.
Was it a 4x4? Was that the 4x4 year?
That was the first 4x4 year.
Wasn't that was the year that we went to have year math and science and stuff.
Because of the shift, because you couldn't do a full year of math, science and language arts on the quarter. And so I think we're just adjusting back because science went up to 47.2% last year. But the incredible part is the student growth. We may not be exactly on proficiency with the state across the board. However, if you look at the growth in 24, 25, 65% of the students had growth in language arts. In math, 47.5%, in science, 40%. And the year before 22, 23, language arts growth was 28.5%. So, the performance and growth have been just steadily increasing over time.
When they measure growth, are they measuring cohort growth or kid to kid growth?
So the 9th graders from this year, so 8th graders from last year who took RISE to the 9th graders the next year who then take Aspire
Same kids.
plus. Same kids. Yeah.
The growth is same kids
Correct.
versus proficiency is not necessary. Is it same kids as well?
It's across the board, so it would just be the 8th graders one year, the 9th graders the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
So, and then the other thing to highlight was the dropout rate and graduation rate. Interestingly, the graduation rate, if you look at 2023, 73.4%, that was our all-time low. Then 2024, 80.8%, and 2025, 85.2%. So we're only increasing our graduation rate significantly. And then interestingly, the 2023 data for dropout rate is not available. I think it's because it was on the Aspire Plus system, and so we can't access that anymore for whatever reason. But then 2024 is on PowerSchool, so it was a 3% dropout rate in 2024, and then 2025 same 3% dropout.
Is there only one goal ever?
No, we used to have like, 15 goals.
Yeah,
And then they recommended you have one goal, and then underneath you kind of set your standards, like, or your,
okay,
sort of like your leading indicators and your lagging indicators below the one goal.
okay.
Like they were like, get rid of 5 goals.
Yeah, that was very confusing. I feel like I was like, this is.
We have to measure.
Right, and so that was their advice, is set it up this way because this is easier for everybody to understand, and it's achievable.
Yeah.
Well, you want the information to be viable too, it's
Wow.
real.
Presentable and watched of like, if there's 15 goals, I mean,
Yeah.
it was super
Mhm.
confusing, like, did we pass, wait,
Something
It's like that
that.
to-do list.
Yeah.
okay. All right, any questions for Card? Dumb question again, I'll ask this every year. This is first year of Common Lit?
This is the first year of implementation of Common.
Okay,
And, the high schools, across the state are not, they're using Aspire Plus. The goal from the state is supposedly that, RISE testing will be available next year, not with, my understanding is not with beginning of year, middle of year, and end of year testing, because those data banks come from the tests that have already been used. And so they would implement the plan with just Aspire or RISE testing for 9th and 10th grade and solely the end of the year test. Because they don't have a former tests to that, that's my understanding. And then, so we would have that comparative data, the 8th grade to the 9th grade would be in
End of
theory
year.
the same test, and we'd only have end of year data. But then the next year, they would implement the beginning of year and ideally middle of year testing so that we could like implement the test process and see how the kids are performing so that we can see where we need to, which standards we need to improve on. We can use the data to inform our instruction.
So the RISE test is created by the state. You just get these tests and you give tests that are created by the state. Do they create their test based on Common Lit curriculum?
No.
No.
they
Standard.
have standards.
State
And
standard.
actually, they work with Cambrian and Associates, and they usually bring in teacher teams and work on those teams to help create some of those questions.
You've had teachers do it.
Yeah.
Hannah Winkowski's right now.
Oh.
Do the math.
You'll help create the questions for the RISE.
So that it really is aligned
With the curriculum.
with your teachers.
But again, the RISE test is statewide,
Correct.
so teachers from all over the state will submit questions.
No, they go
No,
through questions
committee.
and say, this is good, this is bad,
Right.
this is why it's good. So they don't come up with the questions, they can help choose and narrow them down.
Feedback.
Yeah,
Okay.
they give feedback, it's the feedback cycle.
So the proficiency is just, in language arts is just 9th and 10th?
Correct.
and so we're going towards Common Lit doing beginning of year, middle of year, end of year.
Correct.
And so that's language arts. Math is using,
They're standards-based grading, so they're using their own
Standard-based.
standards and the assessments within their standards to know where students.
okay. And then science uses,
Science is developing their proficiency skills.
okay. Do you work in math? Do you work with other math departments around the state to figure out how you're assessing, or is it just you're figuring it out as a department?
We've talked to people around the state and actually people that like doing the standard based and they've actually come back and they actually like ours better and want our stuff. Which is kind of exciting.
And what is it that is our stuff?
No, not ours, well, we're creating, like, we're not creating them. The standards are there, we're pulling them off the standard, but how we're doing it is just like, I don't know how to explain. I'd have to like show you the spreadsheet and like all of the things and what. Like,
So is it all? I don't know, go with that. Okay. My question, I don't know where my question.
yes, yeah.
What's that?
So just that they're pulling their tests and their assessments are coming from a guaranteed and viable curriculum.
Yeah.
It's not like they're making up the standards and or making up any of the
Yeah.
proficiency exams. Those are coming from a guaranteed and viable curriculum, but the way that they're tracking it is unique.
I'm just wondering of how we, how as a board, we can see, the progress without just seeing at the end of the year rise, right? I think it's helpful to see.
So we can break it down by quarters and show you like these units, this is how many kids, so I can.
Yeah.
We've talked about that, like deleting the kids' names and you can see like, cause we have a class list that you can see and just taking the kids' names out of it and you can see, oh, this unit, most everybody was green or yellow or red, cause even our system codes it for us, so we can see like, are they getting it? Are they not getting it? Who's getting it? Who's not getting it? And it gives us like class averages and stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
I think that would be a great thing to present on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the
Okay.
team on Friday to get that.
I think math and language arts are prepared to present. They're just waiting for an opening in the schedule. An invitation. So whenever. we're
Present
ready-
here?
Yeah, to the board. They're ready. And language arts is definitely ready.
Well, and I think even with math of like what standards based, like what that means.
Right.
And a educational part to us is also needed. So we know what that means.
Yeah.
Because we're not used to that, I don't think. We're all used to it and how that works. Okay. Thanks. Any other questions for? Right. All right. Next, policy. So these are on the agenda for an action item. I would ask that we possibly table those. Jen and I are meeting Tuesday, and then we'll start diving into it. And then bring it better if that works for.
I would move the table EC.
We're not there. Well, this is information, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm ready though.
I know. Table it, hold that thought. And then we'll see, we're talking about maybe setting up a ongoing time that we're meeting, but it kind of depends on how far we get through these and how long it takes us. All right. School year 26-27 employee calendar. Grand County School Board approved a 26-27 school calendar last month. The board will now review the proposed employee calendars.
So we looked at these last week.
Yeah.
Just bringing them back as an action item today, just another chance for any discussion you want to do now, or you can have discussion with the action. But just getting it back upon you.
So I went and double checked Matt's addition.
Oh, did you?
And it looked great. The only,
Good
the
job.
only thing that was different and I was, there was an additional, for 260s. There is an, the fall break of October 16th is a holiday or event. So that was a non-work day. So that would be, we have the 14 federal holidays, and then we give the extra, that was when the Shay said plus 3, right? 14 plus 3. This would be 14 plus 4. And then, did you look at this year's calendar? If we did get I discussed whether maybe that wasn't taken because of the winter break. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention that it would be adding another holiday to the 260 work.
What holiday is that?
It's not a holiday, it's UEA, it's the fall break.
Okay, so we just
But
consider
only
it
the
a,
Fridays off.
it's a
Yeah, for
non-work day.
260, so 12-month employees, not anybody else. I'm not talking about anybody else. It would just
Impacts
be,
the 260.
what's that?
Just
Yeah,
impacts
it just
260.
impacts 260, right? And so one of the documents, which I created, which is in the Google Calendars, is, you probably remember looking at that, like that, you know, here are the federal holidays, and then, add Wednesday of Thanksgiving, add 24th for Christmas break, and add a Wednesday for spring break. So those were kind of the base. So I don't know if you want to have discussion on,
So
Um,
this is like, will the 260 employees get that Friday, the 16th off? Or no?
yeah, because I don't think we took, did you see if we took it this year? We didn't, yeah. I don't even know, did we have a fall break this year? Yeah, so we didn't have a fall break, so that was, it moved to the second winter break.
And I appreciate Melissa pointing that out. I should have highlighted that for you guys. It doesn't change my recommendation, but obviously that's the discussion for the board. I would still recommend that we approve the calendar with that being a holiday for your 260-day employees. And I'm happy to answer any questions about why that's my recommendation.
You mean a day off? not a break, or-
It's
Well,
paid,
for
it's,
for 260, it's a paid holiday, yes.
so it counts in your 260. And
We've been doing that a lot.
So
I know, 6, 7, yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
But I did just want to, yeah. It does, yeah, it doesn't really affect, salaried employees. Right, but the hourly, if you're an hourly 12-month, that
it would be a non-work day,
a
yes.
non-work day. Okay. I did indicate to Matt too, sorry, and I'm just kind of like airing him, like sometimes there are, there would be trips or athletic events, or there are, just because it's fall break, doesn't necessarily mean that the schools shut down. So that's always with every break, though, Christmas break and spring break,
Not a new
but you,
challenge to that.
but yeah. Any other discussion? Questions?
Again, that's coming back up as an action item.
Great. Moving on to the high school trust lands amendment. High school principal Carter Gaylor will present the amendments to the Franklin County High School plan.
So, Matthew has access to the amendment, but it won't let me save it because it says you can't have a negative balance. So this is, the whole budget. The point to pay attention to is this right here in the bottom line.
You have access to.
Oh,
your-
you have access to
I
this
linked
too.
it to you.
And here's a printed version. You need your glasses. I did my glasses, so up to you.
Reading glasses?
Yeah. So, Jerry and I recently found out that possibly in 2021, you got your,
I have many opportunities to have it, so.
okay. Right, you got it and you saw it. We recently found out that we needed to add an extra $9,200 possibly in 2021. It was carried over, but never spent. And so if you look at the second page, there is something that says subtotal $62,834.07. That is the subtotal of what we call undesignated undesignated funds. And so we don't do mini grants because that's not allowed. They're just undesignated funds that you have to designate in theory before you spend them. We only got a little bit of proposals this year, so we spent about $3,000 so far. What is going to go through very soon, because it was all approved in the meeting on Monday, is we've moved in the line items above. The HRS implementation plan was listed at $16,300 or something like that. And we only spent, it was listed at 11,000. No, it was listed at 16, we only spent 11. So we moved that 4640 down here to the unallocated funds. The same thing with the aerobics teacher, they resigned earlier in the year. And so we moved that money down. And so all of this money comes out to the $62,834. And then below that is the undesignated fund reallocations. So we have a total of 7,000 in art supplies, 2 different proposals that they submitted. 15,000 for the Promethean boards. And that was with a $4,000 discount. I don't know why they gave us that, but the board approved up to 20,000 and it was about 20,000 and then they gave us a $4,000 discount, which is great. I moved the HRS implementation below because I thought we weren't going to spend it and we have to spend this money out because of the $9,200 carryover that apparently had been carried over since 2021. But then I have a attempted negotiation with the superintendent to help with the implementation of the HRS plan with one of my teachers for the spring semester and thinking about next year, the art and science of teaching, like HRS 2. And so I kept the line item as the HRS implementation. If we don't do that, we will, if you see the bottom line, it says teacher laptops, we will roll that money into teacher laptops because that is what the board decided last night or on Monday night to spend the remainder of the money on was providing teacher laptops for their classrooms, because we provide a computer for their classroom, but not a PC and a laptop. And so about 7 years ago now, we bought a bunch of the laptops with school committee council member for the teachers about 7 years ago and then 6 years ago. So they're end of life. The laptops are end of life. And so.
And what goal does that mean when we're buying teachers' laptops? How does that correspond to a goal?
Well, it corresponds to implementing processes within the classroom that improve student performance, right? So when they have their laptops and they can walk around and check what's going on, or work with students on their particular goals or monitoring their Chromebooks. Some teachers like it, not every teacher has one.
I'm just wondering about the goal. You don't, yeah.
Are these mini grants?
No, they are proposals.
They're proposals,
Okay.
and they
There's
meet
a
right
different-
here.
Right, like a mini.
They're legal.
it's a different thing. I was like, what's a mini?
Are they small?
They're proposals for undesignated funds.
Okay.
So we leave a little bit in our school committee council for undesignated funds for those things that come up in the year, like their Promethean boards died, 2 Promethean boards. And so they just decided, let's get new Promethean boards. The things that come up in the year that you're just like, I wish I had that money, but you have to wait till next fiscal year. And that, in my opinion, impacts student learning, you know. So they're not proposals, they're just they're not mini grants. No. They are just a redesignation of undesignated, reallocation of undesignated funds. And so Ms. Hannigan's laptop actually died like 2 weeks ago, so she's in dire need. She has a loaner now, but it's acting the same way hers did before it passed away. So Ms. Graham is going to purchase these writing devices that actually disconnect students directly from the internet, and so they have to hand in their writing directly, directly to the system. So they can't AI it, they can't cheat it, they can't fake it. She's buying a
No
classroom
project.
set, and she's willing to sort of parse it out to the other teachers who want to try this, but removing them from the internet process during the writing process and making them use their own brains to formulate things.
So it's like a typewriter.
That's what I said, just get them some old typewriter.
What about your?
Pencil
And
paper.
they're not like handwriting. But I mean, I think that the kids who have serious, like, motor skill issues, I think that becomes really hard. Yeah, sure, I'm a very bright person, but I can't use my hand for that long. That's not necessarily a fair assessment, right? And when they're testing, they're being tested on their keyboarding skills and their ability to create writing within that.
The ACT is a typing when you're writing.
The last couple of years, we've done it all electronic.
Okay.
The ACT written part is on that.
All electronic. If they take that like Saturday ACT, sometimes other
Yeah.
places around the state, sometimes it's paper pencil,
Yeah.
but for the most part, we've been administering electronic. Sometimes they are though. Yes,
That's
depends on where you do it.
It was
and
here.
Oh, this fall, it is possible.
And I thought it was paper pencil because it
Yeah.
was hard to sign up for.
Ah, makes sense. Okay, and then they voted for a stipend for assistant debate coach who, like Brenda Cobb, has been doing the assistant debate coach position as a volunteer for the last 4 years. And so they just said, we'll give her a $2,000 stipend. The remainder of the money will go to teacher laptops. All of that adds up to $62,834.07, bringing our total expenditures for the year to $175,150.07. And that is what the trust lands final report says we have to spend.
Now, when we do a stipend for somebody, is that, do they get the company contribution of
Health insurance and.
not health insurance, but like even like our match of stuff?
I'm confused about the question, I'm sorry.
Well,
If they're paid, yeah, with a stipend out of community council money, do you get, right, so like, do you give them, you have to give them,
we take out their workers' comp.
Yes.
We take out all that, so they're,
Still go through there, so it'll be less.
it'll be less than,
Apparently yoga does not, and I figured we just treat it like, yoga's a contract.
Are they 1099?
Yeah.
So, right, okay.
Correct,
it's probably a company, not a person, that yoga,
probably.
So
which is different.
if it's an individual and we're setting it up.
I think it's mindfulness and education.
Yeah, it's a company
On a-
versus a
Depending
debate,
on-
debate
It's
association.
subject to payroll tax.
Oh, so the $2,000 would be subject to. Yes.
Plus our, I would, but that's plus,
Plus our cost of benefits and,
yeah, workers' comp plus our
Your
matching,
your
FICA
your,
matching.
your FICA.
So is the purpose to give them $2,000, so you gotta figure it back out
Yeah.
of those costs,
So that's,
so
what-
there'll be less for laptops,
Correct.
but it'll balance.
I'll make sure she gets her.
Whatever
And we put
match,
benefit
yeah.
into.
But
Yeah,
I think
that's
it,
what
it,
that's kind of where I was going.
it was
Thank
the
you.
intention of the
If the
council
intention,
to
if the
pay
intention is
2,000.
2,000, it needs to be more.
So you guys just have to back it out.
In that. it needs
So
to be
I'll just
backed out.
take that out of the laptop.
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
That's why I go. That's the only reason I go there is to figure these things out. It's like, I know.
This is the amendment for this year.
It's an action item.
Yeah.
An action item.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Here's the bathroom.
I mean, I don't, you have to take, what are we doing next? So does, it don't want to take.
Certified staffing ratio. I can, we can
I'll just take it.
just head out. Certified staffing ratio, the board discussed certified staffing ratio earlier this month during the work session. This is the opportunity for further discussion. This is not on the agenda as an action item. District administration is engaged in discussion with the intent of proposing a recommendation in April.
So we introduced this last week, just in front of you again. for any discussion you might want to have, or for questions you might want to have, or just really to keep it fresh on your mind as you have the opportunity the next month before we bring it back with a final recommendation for what those are, and just to have it there for you to look at. Again, this is designed to be a guiding tool, a tool that is looking at the quantitative side of things, not the qualitative side of things. We have it there for your review. I encourage you to come to me over the next, 3 weeks before we are back again on the 15th. If you have questions or want to look at the numbers or any specific how it's calculated, happy to have that discussion. We'll be talking about it on our March 23rd.
Is it possible to get a class report for enrollment? Like, say, we're looking at,
Specific teachers.
yeah, but the whole thing, like, not specific, but like in English 9, English 10, and this is how many are this
Enrollment.
an enrollment of how many kids are in the classes currently?
Certain it is in Power School. I'm not sure how to do it
Okay.
personally, but I'm certain.
And then we would see like, yep, and Spanish 4 only has 5 kids in it, or, I think just for reference, and that information is out there.
You put that right across the district.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are the Power Schools down? Well, is it back up? Oh, just the app now? And then I think, just looking, I think that information will help me kind of digest the secondary BARs. What do we call them? We could just call them, are we just calling them bars?
Board approved ratio.
Yeah,
We
but-
call it bar for short.
Bar, I mean, I'm not doing BAR. So I think that'll help me digest like the 21, the count of 21 and how that averages out, instead of really, are we 21 in these classes,
And
which
then
is
could we
super
get that
small.
done before the next meeting?
Yeah,
I mean, if next meeting is coming back for approval,
on the 15th.
so, yeah.
Yeah, we can get those. Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense to like the other board members, why I'm asking that, looking at secondary?
At the secondary level, there's also some more, well, I'm not taking away from the elementary, but the qualitative of what is the goal of the class, what is the goal of the program, what is the,
Yeah,
so that needs to be taken into it as you try to, there's a little bit of arbitrary in the 21 that I think
yeah,
has some give and take, but that helps you guys.
Yeah.
Wrap your mind around it.
well, I
it's a
think
great
that
tool.
can help the discussion. And I'm not saying the Spanish 4, if you cut, like you would be cutting it because it has 5 kids, but that's just the nature of Spanish 4, right? And we as a board need to make sure that we know that we are prioritizing, some of these higher classes that might be small or enrollment, but maybe we are setting a bottom cap as well. Like, or we're having the counselors push some of these classes, like maybe you should take Spanish 4, so that we can fill it.
I just want to make one little clarification that is not going to clear in the report. Spanish 3 and 4 are taught concurrently, so during the same period and the same time. So you would need to look at the numbers of 3 and 4 to make that determination, because the cutoff for me, for our counseling center, is 8. So
Okay.
if they don't have 8, then they have to teach a different class,
Okay,
or we have to have justification for why. So when you think about Hank's classes, you got to think about there might be 4 different content areas being taught concurrently. So you might only have 3 kids in each class, but it's like CAD 1, 2, and 3, right? And so there's maybe 3 kids in each class. Well, that's a total of 9, not just 3. And
okay,
so thinking about that in the context of the report, we'd have to like group what's what, so it doesn't just look like this, this class only
Yeah,
has 1 kid,
sure,
why are they
that's fine.
running it?
Right,
You know?
yeah. And I think that might be that either that can be annotated, like
Annotated
in the report, or in that discussion, you might have to say it like, yep, and have that information readily available so that we're going, Yeah. Similar to probably like, you know, PE in 7th and 8th grade has 50 kids in there. You know, that probably skews it the other way as well. Makes classes look bigger.
So when we approve this next month, we're approving that we're sort of adopting these ratios.
The board approved ratios, yes.
Yeah.
And you're presenting to the administrators
We're talking about it on the 23rd.
So this month,
March.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hey. Hold on. let me- Next is the school year 25-26 provisional list. The board has the opportunity to review the school year 25-26 provisional list.
So this.
Yeah. Please
Um,
get in.
So this is the provisional list, as you know, with certified staff provisional list. With the state requirements on provisional employees or employees being provisional for their first 3 years, and then having the opportunity to extend for the fifth. It's actually down something in the on the agenda for executive session to discuss, and then coming out of executive discussion, the board will have the opportunity to make to approve the provisional list as presented or not. So just on here, again, wanted to have that discussion in the open meeting, but it is an executive session discussion.
So we do.
So we'll wait. to
We don't
discuss.
want to discuss any names on the
Yeah.
list.
No.
Is what you're saying.
But wanted to advertise that it was being looked at tonight. That's why it's on the agenda where it's at.
All right. So I'm not going to ask for questions or discussion or any.
No.
Okay. All right. Next is the student services director, student services. Oh, I'm going to have you. This is your blurb.
This is, yes, this is my blurb. So as we look at some of the areas that we can try to improve on district-wide, one of the needs that we've targeted and highlighted, and we've had some discussion about, is the need for a more formalized I'm calling it a student services director, but it's a combination of a number of positions and roles that have been filled by various individuals in various capacities throughout Grand County School District historically. So really just what it says, I'm going to read as student services are essential to centralizing to centralize and safeguard the holistic well-being, safety, and legal compliance of the school district. Grand County School District has a vital need for a formalized framework and targeted leadership to support whole student health, safety, and compliance, and bridging school and community. In the past, has relied on various roles and positions to address these areas. A dedicated director of student services will provide the necessary structure to streamline efforts and improve the multi-tiered systems of support district-wide. There is a draft job description for you to review and look at. A couple of things I want to point out on that. As mentioned, we tried to fill this role, whether it's combining it with special education most recently, or the role that our previous community coordinator filled. And what I'm really looking at here is targeting that whole child multi-tiered systems of support, really implementing that with fidelity district-wide. And the job description is intentionally asking for a administrative or a strong educational and administrative lens combined with the social work side of kind of what the community coordinator did. And so in the job description, it's specifically asking for a master's degree because that's what's required to have an administrative license in the state of Utah. And so really put a lot of thought and discussion and looked at and researched a number of different districts and how they've addressed these concerns. The job description itself is nothing that I created. It has been borrowed from a handful of districts and kind of uniquely combined to fit the needs of our district. So that's what I'm asking. We've talked numerous times about how we would fill the community coordinator role. This is my proposal to the board to fill that role in a larger capacity. I did have some discussion with the donors who provide money for the community coordinator role about the direction I was going, and solicited input from them and have their full support. And so really just happy to answer any questions. You've all had a chance to review the job description.
I just want to echo that the money, the budget, the line item in the budget is, I'm gonna call it a grant, or, you know, it's
Okay.
whatever, it's not necessarily coming out of, the pool of money of, teachers. That budget, so it is.
There will be,
specifically.
and depending on how that position is filled and the qualifications of the individual that position is filled, but there will be a slight increase to go from like a non-certified role to an administrator role. But that's, again, heavily on who is selected for the position.
Yeah.
So one of the first things I said to previous superintendent, and when I applied to be on this board, was this specific. It's not quite exactly what we thought, but the discipline committees have been harping on. There needs to be a coordinator. There needs to be a quarterback that can handle all these things. And that was one of my goals. And I would really speak for this. And I think that it will take a lot of pressure off of other administrators, principals and vice principals and people that are trying to discipline, and give an opportunity to actually follow up and see problem kids through the system. I think it's really important.
And this is designed to be a tremendous support to building administrators in those areas to really help with that targeted tier 2, tier 3.
And you got to coordinate between what's going on out there. Somebody's going to follow up. It doesn't matter.
Is the master's gonna be then a master's degree in education?
In education.
Yeah.
With that, with the administrative, so the leadership license that it calls for is the K-12 leadership license.
Like manager's department budget, is that like the nursing and the mental health budget, or?
So it does encompass a framework and oversight of school-based mental health and school nursing. Not that it's going to be a day-to-day, this is what you're going to do outlining, but more just providing that framework and support that could help them as we try to bridge these communities. The budget is more along the terms of money that goes into these programs, whether it's title money or others that we're using to provide resources and professional development and training for support overseeing those budgets.
I mean, it just occurred to the masters in education and the leadership qualification. It just seems like you'll have a narrowing of applicants.
And I do think that we are looking for a very targeted set of qualifications and skills that we believe will lead an applicant to be successful in the fact, and experience kind of speaks for itself. Again, we've tried to combine and merge other director roles, or we've tried the community coordinator role and haven't seen the success or just the capacity to implement exactly what we're looking for. When, as a district our size, where we're facing such economy of scale issues, and we're wearing so many hats, so many people are wearing so many hats. Sometimes we just haven't simply had the ability to address all of these needs. So I'm looking for someone with a very, I want an educator who is strong in social work, as opposed to a social worker who is less strong in education. I need that systems level lens to know how multi-tier system of support tied in with every other thing we're doing, to really get the whole child approach.
And will that person have an office in every building, or here, or?
They will have an office somewhere within the district, but my intention for this position is to be working closely with building administrators in the schools.
Yeah.
In a number of capacities, whether that's coaching, training, advising, helping to handle difficult situation. This role also has a high priority on that community bridging, so being out there with
Right,
other
exactly.
interlocal agencies, helping really develop that end to end that we haven't been able to follow up on.
And one of the biggest problems is there's a lot of people out there to help in the community, but if they don't know or if they're not kept in tow, it doesn't happen. And so there needs to be somebody that can bridge that between the school. And I think it's good. Thank you.
My bus driver yesterday told me a story of a student who came on the bus with urine-soaked clothing. And then at the end of the day, got back on the bus with urine-soaked. I mean, I see this, like, maybe that would be, and she was wondering, why didn't anyone notice or was able to handle that? I don't,
I mean, I'd have to get more information on that specific.
Yeah, but I mean, is
specific
that like,
situation.
that could be, the
Well-
director is at the school,
I think that's just a discussion I'd like to have
Okay.
with you.
Okay.
And we can talk about
Okay.
that specifically, but there are certainly systems in place that should not happen.
Okay.
I see that, so I see it also as, and what we pitched for the initial position, but it's the position is a big picture person
Mhm.
position, but in situations,
We're also.
like,
Yeah.
that the bus driver knows, hey, I should probably just call this person
Yeah.
real quick, because I know the principal, I know the teacher, and
Right.
all these people are busy, but that's my
Okay,
person,
but would that
so-
kind of contact be available? I guess that's my question.
Yeah,
Like,
this is not a tier, the primary tier one,
yeah.
That's a tier two problem. I mean, that
approach.
sounds,
Yeah.
That being said, yes, this person would be able to do
Good, yeah.
individual.
I think it's great. I think it's-
is this a, 12-month position?
This is an 11.
It's an 11-month position.
This is, it states on that, it would fall in the same 11-month.
What is, how many hours is, or what, how many days is that? 212?
That's the 212. It's on the same salary schedule as the elementary principal, middle school principal, director in the admin salary schedule. The
Okay.
same line of that salary schedule.
Okay. And then, on our Google Drive, I'm just trying for historical background, there is a whole child folder. And if you want to go kind of look at like where the position kind of developed and like where it was, we were thinking. But also, how it kind of, the discussion and discipline happened and,
Yeah,
just.
we moved from
Trying
trying to create rules and regulations to saying we need somebody in this position
So
to handle the problems.
So it's-
You can have all the rules in the world, but somebody has to keep them in check. Yeah, it's critical. I'm
What year was
glad to
that?
hear
that we created it.
Okay.
Really?
it.
Gosh, it was Jim's probably last year. So who took over for Jim?
On the board, was
Yeah.
it Steve?
No. Okay.
I didn't hear the question.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't
Well,
answer.
It's
It's
not-
on my spreadsheet. It's on my spreadsheet of all the board members of their years, but. I could,
It had to be before 2023.
yeah.
Yes.
20.
prior.
I think I found it, Whole Child Collective.
Where?
Is that, it
Oh,
was,
is that what you're asking?
Oh, yeah.
Where to find that in the Google Drive? It's under board.
so I was
um,
under board and then I went to
No.
prevention.
Wait,
No.
GCSD board? Or school board?
It's not that one. It's,
Positions, no. Oh, so the community coordinator was.
okay, so under school board, whole child. At the very bottom, whole child. Is that where you were? Sorry, that was where you were. And then the whole child, 2017 proposal information. I think so. That has just, so it was 2017.
Well, oh, yeah.
What was the first strike called?
Job description.
School board, Nope. school board, whole child.
Yeah, but then job description.
Oh, yeah, there's ton, and yeah, there's
Okay.
all the information.
I
I
mean,
do, so I do believe that,
kept up to speed.
that Taryn, when she became, superintendent, she did create a new job description, which I have, which is not in here, but, it's similar to, it's super similar to the one that's in here, super similar. Just, it's actually cleaner. So,
Or 2016.
and then I even have like, I have a pitch too. And I don't see it as too far away from what our pitch, I just don't think we knew what we were pitching, you know, really knowing how to make it work.
You're ahead of your.
No. We just didn't
Exactly
get
what
to-
we wanted to do, and then we quit meeting.
Yeah,
Dang it.
money. No.
Well, that's why I had to, I had to subject myself to these meetings. Look at that.
Any other questions about this job description?
No.
And so we've lacked, this is another, like a kind of a procedure thing that, I've discussed with Matt about, we haven't ever really approved, job descriptions. And then because we really haven't ever had job descriptions. So this is kind of our toe in the pond of saying, we're creating a new job. We want to see the job description. And it's not necessarily that we will approve. Are we approving it?
It's not an action.
It's not an action item, but it would be in our budget, right?
Mhm.
And so that's where that's approved, but I find it's important to be as transparent, like making sure that the job description gets in front of us.
But that job description is based on other districts and other
Yeah.
people that are
Yeah,
doing it,
Similar.
which is exactly what, yes. thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I-
and as we move forward, you know, if we're working, you know, I think that's a long-term, like, goal of job descriptions. If we're changing job descriptions at all, I think it's important that the board sees those.
And if we have questions about the budget part of it, that's something we can ask about in the future. I mean, this is not, because we're still figuring.
But I think he's gonna you know,
I was just,
like, if we,
I was thinking about salary, it's like specific salary questions. Is this a good time or maybe during, executive or something? Just questions about.
Yeah, I mean, you can pull up and I can
Salary
show you
schedule.
how to do the salary schedule.
So, yeah.
On our
it's in
website,
that- In
It's,
that same
it's,
column.
it's in that column, depending on
Administrative.
experience and things of that nature. So.
You do know that I don't just run again.
cause you
That
got
was
your
my-
goal.
that
That
was my
was
goal.
You're already signed.
Uh,
You've already committed.
You've already committed,
I am committed, I know.
you
So-
paid your $50.
So we won't be approving this. We've looked at it, discussed it. Your intention would be to post it pretty soon.
It would be posted pretty soon, and it will, when like Melissa talked about, my thought on job descriptions going forward would be, as we bring those to you for modifications or otherwise, they would be on the consent agenda, so that the board's just staying on top of all of the
I don't know, so.
as they change and update.
But if looking for an education person, I think this is the season, right? Of like, we're hiring
Right, yep.
teachers, we're hiring, like, if you miss there's a window. Okay, any other questions? Okay. Okay, appointment of business administrator. So Jerry Hamilton has been serving as business administrator, ad interim. The board has the opportunity to appoint Jerry Hamilton as business administrator. So there is a contract attached
But this,
to this.
again, that's there for public notice, but probably need some discussion on negotiation.
In negotiations, so. Okay, so we can go into executive to talk about.
Yeah, that's,
the
yeah, it's there.
Contract, okay. Staff and community reports, board committee reports.
I did Great Coalition in clinical this month, and this one. Somebody wants to go, and I'll come back to this, and I can find it, just.
Jenna, you have- Kathy?
We had the finance meeting. I
Mhm.
think we just went over the usual stuff. Am I remembering correctly? We did do the final payment to Hogan for the middle school. All right, so that was good news. So we're done with that. And I think everything can.
Does anything at H&K, okay?
We talked a little bit about, just our timeline on the plazas,
Right.
which is all summer, which we talked about last week at the work session, just that schedule that we presented with the whole board, so.
I did with community councils and the Education Foundation. They were working on their budgets and next year, what's going to go on, putting it all together. Yeah, I do believe just, this is a matter of fact, that probably need to schedule a facilities. There's a couple of things that I can't remember what we discussed in the finance, it was not report that we probably need to talk about.
We do need to talk about, so we talked about Seminole Center, and we talked about the transition.
Yep. So we need to schedule that sometime in your free time.
Got it. I'm free.
Yep, Great Coalition. And we need to call it Great Coalition. They've been defining their name. They're not using the prevention group, but they.
So then,
How we
so-
write it out,
well, then we need to, so
because they
this
have
is a community group, then if it's not right, would that be a community group?
because they've been trying to really define what the program is, and they have their board bylaws, what do they call it? Their official, and it's to be called the Great Coalition. I don't know, I just thought when
Okay.
we're
Do you know what
writing
it
it.
stands for? Does it have it? Does it stand
Yeah,
for something?
yeah.
Whoa, well, I just was curious. It must
No,
have
it's
been
it's part
GREH.
of the Great Coalition of all of Utah, like.
But is it
G.
is it an
Prevention.
acronym?
It is an
Not
acronym.
No. An acronym of something. It's not, it's just great.
It's
Okay.
a great. Okay, it's a prevention group, but anybody else?
There is a prevention group and there are a lot of grants available through the state of Utah. They are more not like school-based grants, but other grants that require a great coalition that you're working with in order to qualify to even apply for the.
It's a pretty big deal.
But I always wondered what.
Doesn't stand for something.
Anyway, they continue, we discussed the role of coalition in the local prevention efforts, and, continuing to examine that Sharp survey and upcoming community events. We just, continue to work on looking at the Sharp survey, right, and maybe we can talk about that, getting someone to talk to us about the Sharp survey. Specifics of, I mean, we've seen them, but we've seen now the data from it.
Grand County Resource Education Achieved Together.
Oh, so it does, wait.
Resource.
Education Achieved Together.
Okay.
But it's called Great Coalition across the state. We are. Sometimes. Right, remember when we went to. It's not, I thought we're part of it. All right, well, we'll look that up. Sorry. Clinical safety. With clinical safety. See. On part today, what's happening? So let me continue, I'll just go from one. So we continued going through the checklist for just the safety of the schools, you know which document I'm talking about, it's the checklist, and going through and we take a worksheet, I guess you could say, each session and just go through it, define it, write specifics, all for the safety of our schools. And we specifically talked about, address school shooter details for this last one, which was really good. And of course, all the police department, fire department, it's a big group that meets. And, so yeah, we're just continuing to move forward with one thing that I'll say I brought up and Lydia agreed, is that the substitutes are our weakest link. Because of the duress.
Sure.
And knowing procedures,
Oh my
and
God,
especially
yeah.
if they're going to different schools. I don't know how often that is, if they're in all 3 schools, a substitute.
Agreed.
But, you know, when they're, yeah,
Great.
I thought you would know, you were there.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't?
I'm taking the sub on this project. I'd like to train them and I'm
Yeah,
creating
is
a
it-
sub folder for them and a whole digital
Because-
process for
Because
them.
one of the things we were discussing is that, yes, the teachers do set up something in their classrooms that will generally talk about this. But when it comes down dirty, let's just say you're walking your kids to the hallway, picking them up from PE, and you're not in your regular classroom setting where you may have the notes, being able to know exactly what makes sense and what to do at that moment. Whereas, you know, school experienced teachers may have more of those innate, know exactly what to do. Hey, I'm not in my room, but I know where to go. And there's a lot of little details and that's just still the weak thing. You know that. I mean, sorry, you talked about it.
As a former sub or current sub.
Are you?
You know, no, it's on the list.
You're also a mom and there's some things that just
But
make.
no, well, no, let me tell you, it doesn't, it's super scary being a sub, walking in there, getting your badge and like, yeah, it's super scary, like, so any type of training is always welcome.
Substitute login now, and so they can take roll on, well, we got them iPads, we got an old iPad.
That's the thing, yeah,
And so I'm working with Colton to get them logins that are secure.
yes,
And so then we're like, okay, well, now we can get them access to duress. And I'm like, okay, how can we train them?
great.
So then this is something I need to talk
Yeah,
about.
and just,
I'm in the process of all this. I'm really sad I missed this meeting.
well, I think we do need somebody really that knows exactly what they're doing to train them, because it's like one of the big things we're discussing was, you know, once everything that's going on with duress and that the chat. You know, when to not say a darn thing in the chat, because they don't want you using the chat, you know?
And so that's what brought my attention.
Yeah,
to it.
exactly, that whole.
And we have a, you know, our school, I assume that the other teachers' schools have it, but we have substitute buddy lists.
Right,
So if you
We
know
talked
a
about
teacher's gone, then
Yeah.
go get that substitute, but this would also help alleviate that stress.
yeah, that
And
was
so
discussed as well.
that, I'm like, I want to take this on, I want to take this on, I'm actually. really
You were my
passionate about
buddy when I was in,
But depending on the scenario, I couldn't leave my.
oh, that's on a lockdown, that's what
That's what we
I
talked
said.
about,
to them.
what to do, yeah.
A buddy list doesn't help if we're going,
If the buddy's not there, and if you're in PE or you're here or wherever.
or if I have to lock my door for safety.
Right,
So-
yeah,
Okay,
anyway,
Sorry,
that
I'm
was just
really
the
passionate.
gist, that's what. But they're doing some hard work, Libby and Josh and all those guys, they're really good at what they do, so. They're working hard.
okay. Negotiations. I don't know if this, yeah, this February. We just talked about, letters of intent. And that is actually on the consent agenda of, you know, what positions are open. We talked about, Matt wanting to change in the future of letters of intent earlier so that we can start going to recruiting fairs. And I think that's an important, you know, thing that the district can start doing.
When are those recruiting fairs often?
They're starting earlier and earlier, now they're starting in February. And it would be transitioning our letters of intent to more of a early notification process, so that we're providing an incentive for some type of notification. So.
We, you know, we always have the legislative update. We'll be getting that tomorrow, so, so I'm not gonna talk about that, but. Oh, just one page, okay. Oh, no, yes.
Jerry still is.
Jerry, you still with us?
He's on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Business administrator report.
okay. So the first thing you see on there is the Zion's bank account updates. This is coming from when Carrie Barnard and I went to Zion's bank to remove an individual who had left, who has left. They're just old accounts. They have old information, and Zion's is trying to update all of their files. They have a new system. They're trying to get their paperwork in order. And so currently all three schools have their own checking accounts for school expenditures. Grand County High School and Margaret L. Hopkins Middle School both have their accounts at Zion's Bank. Those accounts are Grand County School District, DBA, Grand County High School, DBA, Margaret L. Hopkins Middle School. Zion's Bank doesn't really need a motion. They just need it mentioned in the agenda that those two schools operate under the umbrella of the district.
Check. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Don't know why, but that's kind of their big thing. The other couple of things is, Nishay, Sarah, and we have resubmitted a few things to the state that needed some updating regarding the child nutrition program. We are waiting for them to review it, and so all of that's been resubmitted and just waiting on a final report from them. Any other thoughts, questions? That's kind of all I got.
No, school fees.
Oh, school fees. We finished up a monitoring with school fees. Big shout out to Tiffany Falcon at the high school for helping me gather up a bunch of the information that they need regarding the school fees and some of the students that are on fee waivers. I have a follow-up with the school fees individual from USBE next week. I'll be following up with Scott. It's just a virtual telephone follow-up pending. He hasn't sent me anything. He said, thank you for all the information. He reviewed it all, and it's just, I think, a final closeout. He didn't really give me any thoughts of what that meeting is, just kind of a final closeout of the monitoring of that. And I
Yep.
think that's the last monitoring I have currently.
All right. Thank you, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Superintendent report.
I don't have much of one prepared for you, just moving along, following the legislative session very closely. I'm excited to find out updates about that tomorrow to see exactly how, if their interpretation makes sense to us. We're very close to wrapping up the substantial completion on HMKs. We're also working on getting that package out, hopefully to UP3 on the plazas. Working just closely trying with Jerry as we try to look at forecasting and start to put together priorities for the budgeting or the budgetary process that's coming up. We'll have mid-year budget revisions next month. And I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot, but there it is.
Any questions? Okay, monthly reports. Attached are some of them. What's the monthly reports? Any questions for Jill? Okay, moving on. Any questions? Where'd my computer go?
Did you lose it?
Yeah, it just turned on. I don't know. Might plugged in.
Yeah, it's lit up.
That was weird.
Is it still on?
That was weird. Okay,
Why?
well, HMK. Any questions? Okay.
So, your results of the HRS survey. Oh, that's over here. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Middle of year. Survey results.
So that was the stats, the middle year.
Just
Okay.
that.
And
Okay.
no, I was gonna say, so I am aware that, as I went to parent teacher conferences, Holly, they had a QR code for, the second HRS, survey. And then also that we've been talking in evaluations about making sure that we do parent, stakeholder, evaluations. So that was also connected, to that QR code. So, and that's due March 27th.
Yeah.
Is that the end of the year or just the second?
Middle of the year.
Yeah.
But end of year for evaluations, so
Okay.
that, that's in code. That is part of, the evaluation processes to get that,
Okay.
feedback. So I appreciate that, seeing that there, and it also was in your newsletter. Is that, since it's a Google form, is that anonymous?
Yes.
Okay, I think, and maybe this moving forward, saying that would help. I don't know. Well, never know.
In the instructions of the.
Did it say it? I thought I didn't read it. Okay.
If they can give their name if they want.
Yeah.
It's anonymous, it's coming to like me.
Yeah. Well, that was more thing of like, it's not going to the teacher, right?
They only see,
Okay.
so, but that there's an option where they can put their child's name if they want. And then it's gonna become anonymous,
Yeah.
but like, I don't share that part. I only share what comes out of
Good.
it.
Okay. I don't think there's. Is it not just it's a link? Not an
From the
attachment?
agenda.
Oh, okay. I'm having computer problems all of a sudden. Maybe it's because my phone's dead. Let's try to. I gotta go to the agenda.
Yeah.
It won't load. All right, you guys have any questions? Oh, okay.
Imagine that.
You're doing this behind my head? Behind my back?
whole night.
Every time.
Did you see what she actually writes about this?
Yeah, right. Okay, any questions?
Yours isn't booted up.
It just.
I went off and accidentally came back on. I don't know.
Okay.
Must be you. Must be you.
Well, it's being.
Your energy filler.
High school? Any questions on that? No. Press space to play. I mean, maybe my internet, is the internet down? Is that what's going on?
It has gone into.
Is that what, is everybody's internet gone down? Oh, see, it wasn't just me.
No, here I am.
I'm up now.
Mine's moving really slow.
What is it? What's the connection? GCSD or is it GSD Wi-Fi? Or is it Edgerone?
I'm on Edgerone. Did you either?
Those laptops should be GCSD.
Mine switched to this.
It says
Right,
district laptop, y'all should be on GCSD. Actually, it should be a different one, hold on.
I'm on Edgerone.
You're okay? It's just like,
I got the.
Granddad?
I got the high school. Come on.
There it is. There it is. Okay.
I think it is that,
Something.
you just did.
Solar plans.
Sorry, that's what happened when you. Pen and paper.
I have a question. Last year, it seemed like the Sterling Scholars came and presented to them.
Yeah, so we were thinking, because this is such a busy time for them, we were hoping, I was thinking that we could request to present them at the April work session, just so that they have little bios. And we'll cut them down to like one sentence instead of a whole paragraph, but just so they have the opportunity to sort of be recognized, like, you know, especially in light of our performance this year in comparison to Carbon County. And how they always sweep the rug with us, but in this particular year, they swept us under the rug. And so I just think it would be nice for the kids to be recognized. And I think like the board meeting with all of the students of the month would be out.
Yeah.
For them and for you. But if we did a work session, it's probably more in a time frame of like, I can spend this 10-15 minutes and then get on.
Okay.
So that's my request.
Also, we need to recognize the, swim team. And debate.
They just had their little impromptu fire and then
Yeah. And there was, you know, the wrestling, not a fire truck, but also they didn't take state, right?
No, the girl.
Did the girl?
She didn't even end up resting.
Wait, who am I thinking?
She was going to.
Okay.
She was our, yes.
She was in the paper
Yes.
going, but not winning. Okay, all right, that's whatever. Okay.
It wasn't.
Did you, so we put that on the radar?
So we would do all of that.
Well, we can figure, we'll figure that out,
You let me know.
because in future planning,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's good.
well, there's discussion in future planning. Any other questions for? So where we were, high school, okay. Minutes. So attached are minutes. Is that right? We haven't approved since for January?
Okay,
Sorry.
so we approved the public meeting minutes. We didn't approve the member minutes. So anytime there's a member attachment, that's not a public attachment, there also is a member minutes. It is the most annoying thing in the world.
Okay.
What's a member? Is that why some are locked and some are not?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What's member attachment?
Anytime there's a lock next to a document.
Different sorts of minutes by access, and this is this is a diligent community thing. Because of how the diligent community platform works with levels of access to certain things. So that's why it's that way.
So we're not differentiating them in the consent agenda as anything different, they're
It's
just
minutes.
minutes. Okay. All right, so in the consent agenda are the regular board meetings from January 21st, February 11th, March 11th.
So they're locked for us.
No, you guys can see them.
Okay, because I can't get it.
I don't know.
You should be able to.
Yeah. I will say,
Yeah.
there it is. Okay.
And that was 2026. The personnel list, the financial report from February, the detailed check register, revenue report and expenditure report, and no out-of-state travel. So I'll accept a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent.
Is there a second?
My second.
Jenna Woodbury makes a motion, Laura Lee Green seconds to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes 5-0. possible action items. The approval of the Grant County High School amendments to trust line plans.
I move we approve the Grant County School to trust land plan.
Do we need to say with the addition of the money?
Well, that's part of the amendment.
That is.
That is the amendment, isn't it?
Mhm.
Well, I mean, just the amount.
Oh,
It needs to be more than 2,000.
oh, with the stipend.
Unless.
The amount is gonna change.
I think you could make a motion to modify that amendment to include the intent of having that be a net $2,000.
Okay.
If that was the.
I would include in my amendment that the stipend we pay for cheer would be debate, I mean, sorry, cheer was the other. Debate would be net 2,000 with adjustments made accordingly.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Well, I'll read it back.
Okay.
Dave, okay, is there a second?
I'll say.
Dave Rishai makes the motion, Lori Green seconds to approve the Grant County High School amendments to the trust plans with the intent of changing the stipend to 2,000 net. Does that make? Okay. Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye. That passes 5-0. All right, the policies. We're just gonna.
Do you want me to make a table these?
Sure.
I move to table these.
Okay, is there a second? Dave Bishop makes a motion to table the policies in section B, D, in column 3. And Jenna Woodbury said. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. That passes 5-0. School year 26-27 employee calendars. Motion to approve the employee calendars for 26-27.
I'll make a motion to approve the employee calendars for 26-27.
There a second? Gabby Williams makes a motion, Jenna Woodbury seconds to approve proposed 26-27 employee calendars. Any discussion?
May I ask a question? Is the 180 is the school calendar, but it's also an employee
It's the paraprofessional.
paraprofessional.
And they're on a 180, they're not on a 183, they're not expected to come in the 3 extras. Okay, all of those in favor of approving the proposed school year 26-27 employee calendar, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes 5-0. Communications. Any communications?
Oh, gosh, it's like.
Yeah. Think about it.
No, but, sure, I'd like to maybe talk about a treat days.
In future planning?
Yeah, okay. But no.
Nope. Nope.
It's all fun, it's fun, it was fun, I'm sure. Because I always enjoy. There's the opera coming up on Monday morning.
Opera. Where? Yeah. Next Monday?
8:30 and 9:30, I think. That's what the paper said.
It was the newspaper.
All right, advanced planning. Oh. I'm sorry.
April 8th.
Okay.
Or not, I just want to verify.
So tomorrow, You guys are welcome to leave or hang out for our advanced planning. I don't mind. If you want to listen to us figure out days. It's fun. It's fun part. USB spring regional meeting is tomorrow night in Blandy. We're all leaving. We're leaving just at 4:30. We don't have a district car.
But I'm supposed to be down there.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the decision.
Yep. I saw that.
And Jerry is at the Bucera conference,
Okay.
so
Is she gonna be down there at all?
she will not be. She's she's in St. George today.
Okay.
So
So, does any of us have have done the defensive driver test?
now who wants to do this tomorrow?
I know.
Is it
it's
just
I just don't like driving.
online, or do you have to get in a car?
You wanna drive? I hate driving, but I want to do it.
Drive what car?
The
One of the- one of
Suburban.
these cars?
Oh, so there is a car.
Is there a car available? That's the other
Is
thing.
there-
And we'll make sure there's a car there.
Cause there will be 5 of us.
Right.
There'll be 5 of us.
Maybe
So,
we could. fit
Sure,
one.
if it's easy and quick, I can do it.
It's super.
I can get you those.
It's like
Okay.
15 minutes. Okay. And you gotta take a test.
You don't need to submit. You just need judgment.
I don't like driving so much.
How long does it take to get there?
77 miles.
An hour and 15.
We're just gonna be there like 15 minutes.
Yeah. They'll wait for us.
They can't go on without this.
Yeah, so 4:30. Yeah.
Do they serve food?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right,
they
well, I
do.
asked about food, but I gotta even know that ahead of time, because I would follow.
Priority straight.
Yeah. They do.
Okay.
Will that work? If
Right.
you like driving? Thank you. Okay.
She's an excellent driver.
She is an excellent driver. She did drive some negotiations. On Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's that mean?
So when I see the calendar, it says that it's on Chelsea Farnsworth's calendar.
Oh, Chelsea Farnsworth.
And
That was an old secretary.
and
in middle
it's
school.
on the middle school
No.
calendar.
Yeah,
So I don't know if there's actually a negotiation.
there is.
There is. We got an email.
It's
Okay.
Monday.
It's
Okay.
Monday at 4:30,
Yeah,
Okay,
right?
March 23rd.
4:30 or 4?
4:30.
okay, so is that at the middle school?
No, it's here.
It's here.
It's here, okay. It was very confusing for me.
Yes, that's what sucks about Google calendars is that
They never go away.
JT's still haunts me. I still get JT reminders. He's coming to stuff. I'm like,
Control that calendar, so I can do whatever with it. I just.
Yeah,
Oh,
so 4:30 on
I'm
Monday.
on the same thing every day.
but that should be on a district calendar, right? Because it's in here.
I don't know if it was.
Okay.
Well, since I've been here, GEA has sent out the calendar invite.
Oh, yeah, and she sent out the calendar
So it's
invite
on GEA's
yesterday.
calendar somewhere. So
yesterday or the day. Okay. K3 Spring Art Show, that's Tuesday at HMK. Thank you. That's at 6. That's on a Tuesday. Hey, thanks for working around soccer.
No, we'll do our best.
I appreciate it. I'm not
I'm
kidding.
not guaranteeing that my literacy night will be, because this one's at 7.
On what day?
Thursday.
That's not soccer day.
Okay, so then.
It's great. Appreciate it.
They did it on purpose.
I appreciate it.
It was intentional.
Yeah, it's not, it might be on, no, it might be on volleyball, but that's okay. Annual talent show, that's at the middle school. That is Friday, 1:10. And that's an amazing event.
Wait, see, that's
That's 27th. Friday. Spring break is that next week. Agenda planning is on the 1st of on spring break. Okay, that work? Are you here?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay. I am too. board site visit is on the 8th.
I mean, was that, I think were you gonna be gone that week or something? Why is it a Wednesday?
I don't know. Oh, NSBA, because of NSBA is on 13th, right? Is that why we moved it?
Yeah.
We were really thinking ahead there.
No, but she really just.
No, that's very.
So
Oh.
the site visit's on the 8th.
Yep.
At 11.
Oh, I see, because it's all Monday.
Yeah. Okay. So, and so that's a middle school lunchroom
Mhm.
on April 8th at 11 o'clock. Okay. Finance committee on the 8th, 2 p.m. Work session on the 8th, 3:30. Matt has a conflict.
Okay.
And so wondering, either. I didn't, was that horrible doing the work session before, was I there? I don't know if I was there. I was there when we did the long. No, I don't think I was.
no, that's the one.
Did that work? Do you want to combine the work session so that we can, it would be great, we can recognize two groups of people.
That's on what day,
Oh, the board meeting,
The work session.
taking the work session off. Matt's not here,
I mean, on the night.
On the 8th.
And move it to the 15th.
and moving it to the 15th.
It does make for a longer meeting, and
Yeah.
it does create the issue with the request of.
But they do it early enough, she could come in the session.
Yeah.
Her?
The
Sterling Scholars?
Sterling
Sterling
Scholars.
Scholars, if we
Of course,
if
it's-
we
That's what I'm
honor
saying, we could recognize the high schoolers at 3:30,
at 3:30.
and then we do the other guys at 5. Because they're not usually some parents, but it's usually filled with kids more than.
But that's the work session that we.
I'm combining work session at before, so,
Oh, I see.
You mean
Oh,
on
not
the
having.
15th?
and not have, no 8,
Oh, got it.
Okay.
and adding a couple hours of work
Okay.
session before. I think you got out pretty early that
We're
night,
going the site visits, because work on that.
yeah.
Okay. So the
Okay, but-
15th will be the work and the board meetings.
However that worked out, however we did it before,
I think we just made it
a whole board meeting.
just a board meeting,
That's fine.
The first half we did work session.
However that,
but in Diligent, we just. Board meeting.
does that work for everybody on the 15th?
But still staying strong with the lunch on the 8th.
Still doing the site visit, yes.
Oh, I mean, we could move it if we want to. I don't want to really do a whole day of, I don't want to eat lunch and then. Are you gonna be gone? Is that,
I just have to work, I think.
oh,
I
we can go another day. I mean,
Yeah,
all of it is
yeah.
eating lunch. Or if you pick out a day, I'll go with you.
Okay.
I'll eat some.
We can have. We could go on.
A policy meeting
Yeah. Let's do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
at the lunchroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what time will that,
School lunch and policy. What's that?
what time will it be? Are we there yet then? Are we on the 15th yet or?
Yep,
So
kind
so
of,
At
3:30.
3:30 on the 15th.
Uh-huh.
And
And
that's
then-
gonna be late, just.
Yeah.
Finance.
And then are we gonna do finance it too?
You could still do, if you wanted to, we could move finance to the 15th as well, or you could have finance meeting with Jerry on the 8th.
Okay,
If you're not.
That way you're not there
Okay.
all day, whatever you.
okay. Okay, so 2 o'clock finance on the 8th.
Okay. All right, so,
So for the site visit, it'll just be a couple of, so you won't be there most of them.
I ain't looked at it.
Okay.
I just said I would just add it. I'll just add
So
another
go to
lunch.
lunch, okay.
Yeah. We can go have it and then go meet up at the bird's nest, Thunderbird's nest or whatever.
We're not calling it the Eagles meeting.
Oh.
That room upstairs. Okay.
Oh, something different, fun. Okay, finance committee, 2 p.m., clinical safety on the 9th, 10 a.m. here. National School Board Conference, that is the 9th through the 13th. You're going, you're going, you're going. No, no, no. Jerry's going. Okay, and so and somebody's gonna be in charge of the district. Well. Okay.
I'll tell
You don't want
We come back and, oh, that is broken loose.
I don't know, we all be on the same plane?
When do you guys leave? What time's your plane ride?
We fly out on 1:45 on the 9th, so we'll be driving up on the morning of the 9th.
Okay,
You fly out of Salt Lake.
Mhm.
and then the 13th is it? Monday,
Mhm.
and you'll be flying home.
We fly home and drive back on the 13th, yes. All in one day.
All right, exhausting. Okay, Great Coalition. On the 14th. And the regular board meeting is on the 15th.
Not that there's not enough meetings, but facilities,
Wait, that's starting at 3:30, not 3:15.
do you just need?
Yeah,
to-
well,
or do you-
3:30, that's fine.
Facility.
Oh,
You've always got
It's great, why today is different. Well, I tried to. Anyways,
okay. ACT's on the 9th. You guys care? Oh, maybe it's on the 15th. Let me see. I have both. Oh no, it's on April 15th.
What on the field?
ACT, this high school's taking the ACT and Rise, right? Or just not here? I think they combined that. Usually they were splitting them. Now I think they're combining them so that it's not, some kids aren't gone,
That's a good idea.
you know, like
Like, so 9th and 10th graders take Rise. And
juniors take
ACT.
ACT. I think they figured that out.
It's a good idea.
Any other?
I had spring break written down in my calendar for next week. And just like, even though I know it's not, I just been planning around, moving all my appointments and doing everything, and then someone was like, no, it's not.
Okay.
That was good.
Facilities, we, set up, will you send out an invite, Matt, for facilities?
Yes.
And then our, what do we call it? Policy committee is meeting on, next Tuesday.
we're having lunch and then a room to ourselves.
At 11 a.m. Tuesday, 24th. And I think we'll just go, I think our first initial one, we'll go through it, and then if, I think,
Policies.
yeah, those policies, and then if, like, I mean, I know you,
And also maybe you can even say, here's the policies we're gonna look at,
well, we're looking at these, those
the ones that are
policies,
just already there.
yeah, that's, we're gonna
on
start with
today's
that.
list.
You're starting with that, and then,
There's the middle school.
huh,
What was the nest?
can we?
Yeah, I'm gonna book it for you.
Okay.
Just let me know in advance. I don't know if
11.
it's taken.
Tuesday,
I'll book it for you. It shouldn't be, but it's.
and lunch.
And lunch.
That's the day.
No, this
No,
is a different day,
It's just Melissa and me, maybe Matt.
we just want lunch.
Which is fine.
You sound
Oh, you gotta ask
We
the
just
cafeteria
want-
for that.
like realtors, bringing lunch, they'll also what?
Right. What time's lunch? We'll take a break.
Oh,
Sorry. You guys decided to stay. It's not my fault that you're. No, they,
But if there's a classroom in there, you guys are like, you want in that.
oh, well, no. We can move.
We're very
the
flexible.
library. There's tons of
But if
room.
there's a class in there.
There's that.
We go outside, it's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
the playground, the little playground. Okay, any other things? Okay. Okay, executive session. Yeah, we'll recess. I'll accept a motion to recess.
I'll make a motion to recess.
There's second.
Second time.
Kathy Williams makes a motion to recess. Jenna Woodbury seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Did she say aye? She didn't. That's 4-0 with Laura
Thank you,
Lee.
guys.
Laura Lee is absent.
What time?
Oh, thank you. 7:57. Matt, quick question. That's all. Do you want recess on that? Do you care?
I don't care.
Okay,
I put
because
that
you're
part-
usually here.
Yeah, I put that part in the minutes already.
Okay.
But I missed who.
Cause I.
Kathy Williams.
Here's it at.
So I'm not very well, but I do need to click.
You already had your budget.
Yeah, but she.
Okay, Kathy and
Jenna.
Jenna.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm getting food.
I might have gotten last year, but accused it. That made me a little sad. Yes.
Oh, my screen. It's just okay.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
This one is the little same position.
Yeah.
Well,
It's okay.
I guess it's.
Can I, next week, can I bring?
Yes, I would
And
love
to, I was gonna ask him if maybe he could just kind of surround a little bit, just since he's there, and I don't know, check for, just to get him like his first little visit, we're gonna be back. We've put him several times, but we wouldn't, I just want, I wanna be able to pop in and say, just let him see your face. Mr. Darian.
Oh, so we're gonna send you my like.
Inviting or.
Like my calendar schedule.
Yeah.
You don't have to like book anything, but then you can see like.
Okay.
Just
see.
Well, unless we wanna book something, then I'd be happy to.
Can I book something that would literally be fun? But
Yeah, but then I'm for sure got your attention and I'm not like.
only because I have to, I have to change my newsletter next week with it anyway, so I wanna make, but it's okay, if you're not available, something comes up, it's not a big deal. I just wanna. I'm so excited to him up for a
fantastic green. Why is that wrong in there?
It's green. Yeah, no, I do that.
Brother Brad, and we do start training.
You can, you take a leak.
Yeah, thank you. I just want-
That's what I'm gonna ask you too.
Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, there it is. I got it. Thank you.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's back today.
Yeah, I have no reason why I'm like, feel like I'm like, have carbon monoxide poisoning or something. I was like, what's wrong with me?
Let's play like something is in the air.
Yeah, then I had a great day. I was all of a sudden, I'm just like. My energy is zapped. Well,
I know why. I know, I'm just out there, the whole ticket for this little lost dog today.
Oh, somebody else's lost dog, I assume, not yours.
No, not mine. Like, I kind of got out of the looking for lost dogs business. And,
Is it a business or is it just something you do?
it's something that I've done like 8 times with great success, so
But
now it's a
like,
thing.
every time someone posts that you make
right.
comments and you're helping, I'm like.
Well, I haven't done it in 2 years. I haven't been on Facebook in 2 years, so now I wait and but there's this dog who's been gone, like she's been gone 3 weeks now, so it's a little pug.
Oh, yeah.
And that's in Spanish Valley, so finally, my friend who's, she's like glorious time.
Left it right
Look
here.
at that. So I did like this whole meditation session today and I got all, so I started like scouting the area. I didn't start looking, just and talking to people and finding out who feeds their cat in this neighborhood, who puts out water for their animals, because it's gonna be.
So you have a
there.
system.
I do
mean,
have a system.
It's not just like, let's just go walking
No.
around. You got a system.
And here's the the funniest part of this today. This is why I'm like, yeah, I should probably do this. I literally got in my car, had one of my dogs with me, drove to Spanish Valley where the dog was last seen a week ago. And I'm driving by and I'm driving just scoping the area to see where the dog would have gone for water at this point a week ago. And then I was going down Easy V, and I saw some people out in their yard gardening. I'm like, oh, let me just go ask them who feeds their cats outside. Like they would know that they were a young couple. As soon as I walk up, I'm like, hi. It was like, you found my lost dog.
Oh.
It was the very first dog that I found here in town. That just happened to be the person who I rolled up at their house.
Really?
So I'm like, yeah, I guess it's
Did you
time.
find that German Shepherd?
No, I did not. I was not even involved, but I had some of my friends were, so I was kind of like, I knew what was going on the whole time. There were so many sightings. They knew where the dog was.
Yeah.
But it was that was a really interesting scenario because of where he was. It was right where I hike every day, but he was gotten up on a cliff and.
Is that what happened? Is
Yeah.
he was just stuck on a cliff?
No, I mean, I was giving my advice of where I thought the dog would be, but I was not gonna get involved.
Can I jump in your calendar tomorrow soon?
He's available tomorrow.
I'm just like, I suggest, no, there's no way it could be that, that's way too far, I'm like, yeah, but that's where the water is, that's where.
You can talk to me. If you couldn't, then I'd be more concerned.
Wow, so, we'll see, I'm not real optimistic.
You're joking.
Cause he's a little, almost 3 weeks.
Read about like
And coyotes.
coyotes, right?
Yeah, that's why, yeah. The bigger dogs are the ones that are resilient and they can run for miles and miles, creek if they need to or whatever.
Okay, I'll see you, Dr. O'Reilly.
Anyway. I'll give it the old college time.
So you gotta be careful, crazy people just let their dogs run around and then they get into trash cans.
I don't know.
I know, it's just so rude. And then you have to clean up after them.
I know.
We were laughing so hard, cause I even walked in, I was like, do you think?
You're like,
Kathy's
oh,
dog
look
is
at Kathy's
bad?"
dog.
No, I did, I was the first question I asked Donna, I was like, Donna, trash can's knocked over. I think it's Kathy's dog.
Why did you think it was instantly her dog? You live here
He just loves our
They live near each
driveway.
other and
and they
Yeah.
visit.
have the
He just loves, like,
bad habit.
I mean, he's never come around when I'm there, 'cause he's also very shy. So I
You
haven't met
Very
each other.
shy. She's very shy.
But
I'm gonna get her shock collar working again.
It's all good, you have a lab.
No,
The
she's
camera,
a-
and so it's kind of
she's
unfair,
a
but not
combo
like
of a-
tipping it,
She's like
but.
a German Shepherd red heeler. To the red.
Do you still have your cat? There used to be a place with no, I don't.
I have my cat. I have cat. Yeah. I have.
No, apparently you have a cat.
Domino.
Domino visits
Yes,
my
yes,
in-laws.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You still have Domino.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he still goes down there very much, but
Um.
but they catch him on the like animal camp, right? They were the only people in our neighborhood that liked our dog Elva.
But they like them.
They did like him. They talked about Elvis a lot.
Yeah,
They liked him.
He's not around anymore.
No.
Longer stuff.
Yeah, what's ready?
Okay, all right, I hope.
Check.
Pretty flexible mid-morning. So send
I can make that work.
Send me your availability in the morning.
It's not really integration plan, so that's why I'm like, I'm sorry. But it's like, hey, we gotta meet, so,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep.
See you, Gary.
You guys want to close?
Yes, please.
As a matter of fact, why we're standing right now. I'm gonna lock that so I don't forget. I came back and locked it.
And I was here by myself and didn't know what I want. And somebody came in. And I didn't know who it was.
Okay,
Get it from Tina.
girls 167.
Again,
Good job, girls.
both times,
No, it's not one time.
when they win the second time.
The JV,
I'll win it,
I
JV.
turned it off because they beat 11-8. They beat it. That's good.
Before we go back into this meeting, are you guys done with food? Can we clean it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not gonna clear.
Well, the report is on.
You probably always.
So I didn't hear the end of the game. It was gonna
Back
be
to
good.
it.
No, it was good. We beat Carbon.
Okay,
Candy wrap it.
Oh,
you didn't cheer while you were.
7. We beat Carbon. I'm gonna say it 7-6. Not 6-7. Yeah, no,
Six.
Adrian's daughter. Hit a home run to get us over when we were tied.
Mhm.
She hit a home run with 2. It's a drop center.
Is Chloe?
Yeah, so Kaya hit the home run and scored the Chloe and Kaya scored. So we won on that.
She softball's a mean versus volleyball.
Okay,
Yeah.
come out of recess at 8:09. Okay. Um, I'll accept a motion to go into executive. Not here.
I make a motion to.
Okay. To talk about, I'm sorry, what's our personnel? Is there, and negotiations,
Negotiations?
right? Okay. Will you say that?
I make a motion to go into executive session for personnel and negotiations.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll
Laura, Jenna Woodbury makes a motion, Laura Lee Green seconds to go into executive session, talk about personnel and negotiations. All those in favor, roll call vote, that doesn't make sense, but yeah.
Laura Lee Green, yes.
Jenna Woodbury, yes.
Williams, yes.
Kevin Williams, yes.
Dave Burchett, yes.
All right, that passes 5-0. We'll go into executive session at 8:10, and we will turn off the recording. 8:10. We're zeroed out. Oh, and we're off Zoom. Right?
And you.